I
Hey
love that
guys,
shit.
this
Thickest
is
bumper ever,
Bull
dude.
Critters Corner.
It's okay.
We're here to present another episode of Project Epoch, Microscope
I'm
Edition.
still seeing the bumper.
The bumper will roll over. It's
Twitch
got
is always behind us.
30 or 40 second delay.
Got
Yeah,
it.
Damn, that's a long ass.
but that's because we're not premium members yet, man. We haven't earned that clout.
Motherfucking like this shit. Give us some follows so we can not have this bullshit lag no
we're
more.
getting the followers and stuff, man. It's a process, but so
Say it. Trying to hype us up.
last week we got some good stuff going, and we left off with Corinth actually having to explore a legacy. He picked out Kumo's quest as his own legacy, but he can pick from any of the legacies that we have on the legacy cards over there. So Kumo can be explored, the 13 pieces of Alatun, Kumo's father, or the one that he picked himself, which was Kumo's quest to find the ritual he just committed at the end of last episode.
I'm just saying, dude, this microscope has taken on a whole like Kumo edition. I'm just saying.
I just noticed all of our legacies have something to do with Kumo, either Kumo directly or something that Kumo directly messed with. So that's kind of interesting. Like we started.
I chose Kumo, but everybody else chose the other shit. That wasn't me.
I know.
I chose one.
It's just as we were going through it, he was the one doing the most interesting moving and shaking.
Yeah, I had a whole bunch of stuff built in my head, and then I had to redo multiple times because I was like, "Oh, I know what I want to do. I want this."
Well, that's how it goes. Either way, like I said, tonight is another episode of Project Epoch Microscope Edition. So I'm Bull Critter Steve. Let the other hosts introduce themselves real quick, and then we're going to jump right into this.
I'm Bull Critter Corinth.
We have our Buzzy Bull Critter John.
And was it BCSOP?
Just Pookie.
And we got Pookie over there.
Bull Critter Pookie.
Straight out
Bull
of
BCC Pookie.
BCC Pookie. Are you sure it isn't BBC Pookie?
It might be BBC Pookie.
Unfortunately not.
Unfortunately not.
it's TWC Pookie.
Okay.
All
right. So, like we said, it's
no T.
Norm.
A to double A. A to double A. WC.
All right. So,
come on.
Corinth has to take a look at the legacies there once he's in here and do his thing with that. And while Corinth is taking a look at that, we're just gonna talk a little bit about something. What do we want to talk about?
So you finally started watching The Mandalorian. Huh? You're only 2 years late, dude. Good job.
Yeah, I know. 2 years late. Better late than never, though, right?
Steve hits him Discord. He's like, that line, man. Take you in hot or take you in cold is awesome. I'm like, bro, that's from like fucking 24 months ago.
Yeah, but you know what? It was one hell of an opener. I was like,
it's a great line, dude.
Wow, dude. Like, it just... Well, everyone's been saying the show is great, but just in that scene, it set this tone that I was like, oh, damn.
Doesn't make you want to play some Star Wars, some Roll20 Star Wars, dude?
It makes me want to play some Roll20 Star Wars, and I'd sure love to not see anyone try and play a space wizard.
Yeah, no fucking Jedis. That's what I'm talking about, dude. When I first watched it, I was like, this is just like the game that we were playing. It's like no Jedis anywhere. It's awesome.
Yeah, now that you're on the topic, we have been talking about possibly running some sort of a game, and I'm not going to lie, watching what I'm watching now, it's got the Star Wars juices going. The only other idea I really had bouncing around in my head was running like a Fallout stylized game set in Texas. It's something I've played around with before, but honestly, for the Fallout game, I'd want to find a system that respects the IP. The Fallout PMP is too math heavy, man.
What if we use that system that we were developing 7 years ago that we never really did anything with?
The D10 system? That would be something interesting to work on, actually.
What if we work on it as we're playing, so it's like a live play test for an incomplete system?
That'd be kind of cheeky.
Everybody
Yeah, interesting,
under
right?
the impression and understanding that at any point in time, anything can be retconned or taken.
Yeah, basically, like if something's too
Yeah.
powerful, it's like,
It's
fuck
like
that, it's gone.
You're
That's
you're
not
in a dev
okay.
world.
That's gone.
Like as you're playing, you role play it out. Oh wow, no that could.
It could be interesting. Like if we make some magic user blows himself up because the dots we gave him were way too fucking powerful, so he just annihilates himself.
Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah.
of the like the character from the D&D cartoon show, like but instead
That can be
it's
interesting.
actually a moderator or an admin that
That
shows
would be
up and is
kind
like,
of
oh, this is
kind of cheeky, interesting.
Yeah.
Game
Don't put the
pauses.
world-
Moderator comes in, he's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
too powerful.
Yeah,
man.
sorry. Yeah, this is we're gonna patch this real quick, and that ends up
Hey,
being
you just
really
have someone come in and you take the plasma gun away from someone. You hand them like a toy version of it, and it's like, yeah, no, that's the canon version for the world. Sorry.
Yeah, we had kind of a White Wolf version of like Savage Worlds esque, like a GURPS kind of. It was interesting. We had like psychics and we had Wastelanders.
Yeah.
We had a thing for Fist of North Star class. Remember that one, Steve? It was like a monk that could do special shit. But all based on the
Yeah,
White
it was a pretty interesting setup.
Steve, how do you get
Corinth,
the shit?
do you need a
the
hand,
text I do. I need some assistance on that.
Essentially, it's like you just go in here and every third or fifth word you just hit the inner
hit enter, yeah.
and then you ignore what it does, and don't freak out.
Yeah, you definitely ignore what it does.
Okay, well
Yeah.
I'll let you.
It's
I'll let you
it's
do that.
kind it's
whenever
kind
you
of
hit enter,
retarded the way
it
it
pushes
works.
the line up and it makes it look like it got deleted when it isn't. It's just in an invisible area above the line you're typing.
That's so fucking weird. All right, let me.
Anybody else here who might be
Okay,
familiar?
so which one of the legacies did you actually explore? Tell us.
I
about
wanted
it.
to explore Kumo's father. I want to know more about
Kumo's
him.
father.
I want to know more about him.
Oh, you're not grabbing a new legacy or something?
No, he grabbed a new legacy, but he decided to explore Kumo's father. Okay.
So you put the focus on Kumo's father? Is that what you did?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
No, you're gonna be. All right.
Well,
I'm gonna be
gets started
setting the
here.
next focus. He's just doing. He's doing the legacy from last round.
So he creates
Okay.
an event or a dictated scene and
Yeah.
puts it wherever he damn well please. And we
Yeah.
have
Kumo.
Kumo's father visits a troglodyte seer who prophesies that his son will
Bring great destruction.
bring great
Jesus.
destruction to Gojira.
To Gojira.
Okay.
And of course, that's the monolithics. But that's way in the future.
So, quick question: since you did the event, and I can get the fleshed out parts. This troglodyte seer. So he purposely visited it. Did he
Yes.
visit it for
Yes, because for divination.
And now, did the person like blatantly say your son will bring, or was it
Yes.
like some, hidden and riddle thing that could be your son?
Yeah,
or it could be
like
somebody
your
else?
seed will lay waste to the earth or something.
Yeah, like basically your seed. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean that leaves it open though for like
Yeah, it
bringing
does.
another son
No.
later that no one knew about, or who knows,
Or daughter,
or daughter.
like Alatoon. Dun dun dun. Oh, she's alive before all this. Whoops.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what I got.
Okay. And Pookie had done the focus last time around, so we actually made it all the way around the table on focuses.
Did we?
Shit.
I thought we only
It
went
only-
twice. Okay.
It only.
I think we
took
did
us
two. I think we did
episodes.
2 and 2.
That's not
Yeah.
bad. Yeah. All right, so we need a new focus.
Our history thus far.
Focus.
Who makes the focus?
I'm the one making the focus this time around. I'm just kind of looking, and we got a lot of really interesting stuff going on.
Yeah, we have a lot of shit.
So I'm gonna throw this one out here as an idea. I want to see what you guys are thinking. I don't know where in the time frame. I don't even know if I would be adding a period. I think I'm going to be adding an event.
Okay.
for my focus round, but I'm thinking that the focus is going to be the clans of Gojira. Because right now we only know of 2 or 3 of the actual clans.
I would say the splitting of the horde. I would say it's when the horde splits is when the clans establish themselves.
I don't know.
Okay.
Because then that's when you have the civil war between the clans.
I get that. I think as a broader focus, the focus is just going to be the clans of Gojira, so you can kind of put your events wherever you want.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about that, or is that too broad of a focus?
I think it's pretty good because we can talk about any clan we want. We can talk about the actual clans forming. It leaves a lot open.
Actually, you know what?
The clans would technically be older than any established anyway, right?
Yeah.
Usually. I mean, but if you said clans, that's a perfectly fine focus because that just means that you can go back into the splitting of the horde to create some of the clans, or it leaves you the ability to still go, well, actually, I'm gonna create the clan that Moto the Shadowheart ended up controlling, or that one of these other characters ends up getting, kind of like the Monkey Clan and the Boar Clan and all these other clans in L5R, where it's like they came after and left before.
And one other thing that we need to do real quick. I'm gonna move all this stuff over here down. Can one of y'all go through and write down what the focus? I put a card under the legacies. Okay. Just go in there and write down what the focuses so far have been. I guess we're supposed to keep. You know what? I'll just do it after I'm done. I'll handle it.
Like everybody should be doing shit for a while.
Nope. I got it. Yeah, the focus is the clans of Gojira.
Okay.
And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to add.
I got kicked out of Roll20.
Did you really?
Oh no!
What a bitch!
Roll20 just doesn't like him anymore.
The worst part is I didn't notice because the Roll20 sheet was up. I noticed because I brought the Twitch sheet up so that I could, check in on join the chat, and then it just shut off, which means it was probably off for 40 seconds beforehand.
What a bitch!
That's great. I'm actually going to put an event in the splitting of the horde.
Okay. Can we all agree, by the way, that the Zoom feature on Roll20 is absolutely fucking horrid?
It is a Java applet type from like 98.
God, it's fucking terrible. There's no in betweens. It's either too much or too little, and fuck you, and trying to get all this shit together. Oh my god!
Now start go to like 30 or 20% zoom, and then try to move up and down very slightly, and then when you get about 70%, it'll flip you all the way to the bottom. And there's no way to get like the bottom third without flipping all the way back to the top. I don't know if anybody else has seen the new tabletop stuff coming out. What I mean by that is that Dungeon Alchemist.
I have not.
It's about to be coming out.
Oh, hey, with Logic has said, have you considered getting a better PC? Why don't he build you one? I'm just saying.
I'm not sure.
Doesn't he have access to that shit?
Probably a good third of this one is from parts acquired from with Logic.
Hey, I was gonna say, why don't you
now this is
Logic? Why don't you help out the cause and just donate one to him? That would be top notch shit right there.
That's pretty much what half of our equipment is.
So dedicated PC for streaming.
In fact, the PC that I have extra to run the second Discord on literally was in a group of 4 that he just handed me to give and to throw away.
We need a PC dedicated to
for a hot minute.
We need a PC dedicated to OBS though. Is what we need.
Yeah,
and then it will run smooth.
Oh, all right. What? So I'm adding an event. The Iron Fang Riders and the Shadowhearts go to war over the southern grasslands of Gojira.
Is that Matt?
I mean,
yes.
Yes, but with no last name.
I mean, not doxing.
Not doxing.
Is that the brother? The other guy?
Yes.
Exactly.
I don't know if he still has long hair or not. I have not seen him in many years.
I like.
He fucking better have long hair.
I know, because
His
Lord
hair is
knows.
sexy as shit.
Don't dox me, bro.
Hey, he made up for it though. He said your hair was sexy.
It is. And also, I'm
is
quite jealous
sexy.
of the fact because some of us lost.
That's
our
a
fucking
fact.
hair.
That's not an opinion.
All right, guys. So I'm just
Sorry.
adding.
Does it only work
an
in
event.
blonde?
I'm not going to add a scene at the moment. I'm
Okay.
having the Iron Fang Riders and the Shadow Hearts go to war over the southern grasslands of Gojira.
Okay.
So that is the event that I am adding in the Splitting of the Horde. So it's a war that actually started before the actual Civil Wars or the Civil War era took off in earnest.
Yeah.
Dope. And so now
All right, John.
it's me. Oh, okay, cool. I've got an event. I already know what it is, and I'm ready to move on.
Cool.
I'm gonna copy this mother right here, paste it right there, and be like, "Yeah, you do what I want, you event card." And so, what my event's gonna be? What established clans do we have? Because I want to build off of the established and add one more.
All right. So we have the Shadowheart clan. We have the Gila, the Gila clan.
The Gila is
we
going to
have-
be post. It's going to be post monolithic, or is it? No, it's post. It's post the meeting that they have, right? That's from the.
Well,
Great
I mean,
that was the great. That was
Yeah.
the storage stones. That's way at the beginning. So Gila's been around since the beginning. Okay, dope. Not bad.
So we have that. We have the Stormborn. We have trying to look over all this shit. The Wind, what was that? Wind Clan or something like that?
I'm going
Let me-
over.
let me
look
pull up
for it
that
now.
document.
From the.
Let me pull up that doc.
major-
I'm pulling up docs.
It's the
Thank you,
Windborn.
Google Doc. Might be Windborn. So let me pull that up real quick while we're talking.
We have Windborn, Fireborn, and Stormborn. I think we need to move away from the Born-related names, unless they
Yeah.
all were created in the same event. That'd be dope.
Hashtag don't go with stillborn. Sad face.
Ooh.
Identity born.
Identity board.
Identity born.
Man, I have so many jokes that are inappropriate rolling around on Stillborn right now. Not good.
Oh my God. Stop.
I just realized something else too. We could have each been using a different text color for each card, and then could identify which card was made by who at any point in time.
Yeah, that'd probably be the smart thing to do. We're
just
like, hey, Red,
thought
that
of it.
looks great.
No. What I was gonna say is a monk order. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm creating a clan that is dying.
You're creating the
I'm
Mantis
creating a
clan,
clan.
basically.
I'm creating a clan that's being killed. That's the event I'm creating. The entire clan is getting wiped out for using Maho, or this world's version of said. And it's going to be wiped out by a clan that's already established. So it's
it's the Air Dragon clan is actually the Air
Dragon.
that's what they're called.
Okay. So I'm going to have the Air Dragons do it.
Air Dragon clan.
Wait, what's a lawful type clan? Air could be. It could be chaotic though.
Earth is pretty lawful, I would think. Yeah.
This is dumb because there's always a yes to this, right? Are there stone dragons? A race of stone dragons?
Sure.
They're
Or
good.
they're just metal.
Just metal.
No, the reason I'm at either way. I'm gonna go with the air, I guess.
Hey,
But-
we have dragons. We haven't established
Ooh,
yet, so you're free to
I can just say
choose.
a clan.
Yeah. You could just do what you want, John. It's okay.
No, he's saying he doesn't have to specify the clan. You just say a clan wipes them out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I can just like, oh wait,
That's
a clan
fucking
wipes-
lazy.
That's what we call a shortcut for later.
Yeah,
It's called not quite Deus Ex Machina, but basically Deus Ex Machina.
That's right. Lazy bastard.
Weren't we at 52 font?
I think it was
50
56, wasn't
something,
it?
yeah.
50 something.
Yeah, 56. Whatever. It's the 51.
When you start typing, it's going to look retardedly huge, and then when you click off of it, it'll turn smaller.
Okay, God, I hate this.
That's what she said.
Roll 20 seconds. But it's free.
Yeah.
But
it's free.
You know, you said that's what she said, but really, isn't that what he? You know, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
That was like a -4 to comedy there, Steve.
Only -4? I'm doing okay.
Only -4. Well, hey, speaking of which, where the fuck is my widget? Where is my comedy widget? Producer, where's my comedy widget?
As soon as you go out and figure out how to make it, we'll have it. The idea
Maybe we should
of
ask Logic.
literally live producing a role-playing game, though, that sounds oddly intriguing.
Yeah, I only caught half that conversation because I was busy trying to come up with an idea. So what was the general idea behind all that?
Essentially, we were talking about the fact that we wanted to do some sort of role-playing game. And I was saying, you know, I'm watching The Mandalorian now, so I'm getting some Star Wars vibes. But before that, one of the things that I got kind of going in my head was a Fallout game. I have the setting. It's the one that you played in when we did the PNP. The PNP is a really rough format. It's pretty easy to break if you take any sort of munchkinism into the game.
Oh, is that the one that doesn't have a rule for shields?
Yeah, that too. Logic, I do know where you live, so I would suggest not.
There we go, and you can get the last word to fit.
Just saying.
-4 from Steve.
I tried to convince him there was a Gina Carano like nude scene, but yeah, whatever. It's Disney Plus.
Hair everywhere, but
no more Gina Carano scenes now.
With Logic was saying that. I was...
Yeah.
So this is what happens.
She's gonna retire off screen.
There's an order that exists. It's not a clan that does this. It's an order, and the order is composed of the older clans that exist, like really established clans, like the handful that might be, and they're dark magic hunters. And they found out that a clan called the Clan of the Sky Shadow had members that were practicing, and because of the time period that they were in, and the need for they weren't judicious. They went in and they killed the entire clan. The clan's retainers, the civilians that served the populace of the clan. It itself was one of the most heinous acts of dark event that could have been the response of that. So, there we go.
That happened during the Civil War, huh?
Yep, during the Civil War. Actually, I didn't want this to be on the bottom either.
Where do you want it?
After let's go ahead and put it after chemo. Oh, actually, I can do it. I forgot. You click and drag.
Yeah.
Did somebody move it while I was moving it?
I didn't do shit.
Some of y'all folk. There we go.
No, actually doing all right. Thank you for
make it a little bit bigger.
Thanks for showing up.
Put the last word in.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, Steve, you can take care of this word. I'm done.
Huh? Is that a dark thing or is that a light thing? And to me, that'd be a light thing, wouldn't it? Destroying like a bunch of bad people.
They kill. They find out that some of them are bad people, and they kill all of them. The entire clan, all the civilians in the village that support the village, everybody that's from that area, they just kill them all because they don't have time to worry about it because the whole country is kind of falling apart.
It's kind of gray.
Well, actually, what I was going to do is in my head, it actually leaves a lingering negative magical effect that then other evil people could take advantage of later in the story. Kind of like all the people sacrificed in Full Metal Alchemist to make that, to try to bring the life back kind of thing. Like it's just a heinous act. Ghosts walk the area.
I gotcha. Is it my turn or is it Pookie?
It's your turn.
Shit. Something for Pookie.
So terrible. Having
Ah,
to be creative.
I know.
It's so hard.
I'm like the least creative person in this whole bitch too. Goddamn.
Twitch makes no
Okay.
sense. I mean, our OBS makes no sense whatsoever.
Oh, what's it doing?
Well, Steve and Pookie's camera paused, but mine and Corinth's camera weren't paused. So I switched scenes, and now Pookie's camera is no longer stalled, but Steve's still exactly where he was, even though on the Discord, every single person is moving fine and there's no connection issues whatsoever.
It is what it is. At least I'm frozen in an intense stare.
Yeah, a really intense stare. It looks like you were about to solve some shit.
I figured Steve was just sitting really still.
I'm just angry.
Why so?
I'm just angry.
Just so fucking angry.
Oh
see.
man.
I love how we're all like.
more.
Hey,
I love how we're all just like.
Well, now where Pookie's frozen looks like, at least on my screen, looks like his eyebrow and his hat are made of the same object.
Well, hello.
Like coming up in the
more.
corner.
Oh man.
Hey.
The technical difficulties we run into.
Understand why it's doing it.
Just poke at it. It's not your turn, so you don't have to think too hard.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, this is all an opportunity for Corns to think. Was he not taking the opportunity I gave him?
I am thinking. I'm thinking.
It sucks though, but you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a new program out that will help create dungeons, and there's also a new play area program that's coming out for role playing as well.
I think live testing could be cool though, man.
Yeah, I like the concept. We need to on Sunday sit down and have a serious conversation about how we would address that. I think that we can actually start moving into a planning phase for that. That would be pretty neat, and then we can put our live documents on what we're working on with it up while we're working on it. Speaking of other things that we're working on, Pookie and Corinth, if y'all have some time throughout the week, me and John are going to get the documents for the module into some form of order soonish, and we would love to get y'all to put some serious thought into that too.
Okay.
We have it all down in paper order. It's more like a digital, like taking all the file folders and putting it in. Well, we already have that too now. So, I mean, really, there's nothing waiting, actually.
Yeah, Logic. We do need to have the talk. Apparently,
we need
to have the talk with you at some point too.
I'm getting laid. It's good to know.
All right. So the Magma Clan actually splinters into the Fireborn and Caldera clans, but they remain fast allies during the splitting of the Horde.
Where do you have that?
It's actually under the splitting of the Horde, the second thing down.
Magma Clan splinters into the Fireborn and something else.
And Caldera clans.
Yeah. You just need to hit the enter key a couple times, man.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out, like, okay, with the text thing, is that how you're doing it?
Yeah, you just hit enter, and then it disappears, but it's not actually disappeared.
Okay.
It's right there.
Sorry. I feel like
it all comes back.
I fixed it for you. I got your back.
I just feel like a dumbass with that shit.
No, I think he's doing it on purpose because he just wants you to do the work. In fact, I'm going to try it next time, and if it works, that's what I'm going to do from now
on.
I'm confused, by the way. What is the talk that Logic is talking about?
I'm not really sure.
He knows I'm getting laid, apparently. Right?
What?
Somebody tell me I'm getting laid again.
So, the Magma Clan, the Caldera
I mean, I wouldn't say you're getting laid, but you might be getting fucked.
That happens every day.
Okay. Well, that brings us over to Pookie. Pookie, it's your turn.
By the way, I love how we're all like, we're doing events. Scenes? Fuck no. I'm doing some events.
I think it's too. See, that's why I was concerned about the focus being a bit broad, but we didn't up until this point know the name of many of the clans. We had maybe 3 or 4 clans named.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm just saying this entire time we've avoided scenes. Like we're like, events. Yes, events.
Well, I think right now we're just kind of
the 3.
I think we're kind of. I've placed 2 scenes as well. I think we've all placed about 2 scenes. There's scenes in there.
Yeah,
it's got their phone on
You
still.
don't ever act it.
That wasn't my fault.
I know what you're talking about.
Way.
No, I was gonna say is we actually mine is on silent, so it wasn't me.
It's okay. I think this is more of us kind of placing seeds or placing markers for some clans, so that moving forward we can get some more action going on.
Yeah.
What all scenes do we have though? So far we have
They're the vertical ones.
Okay. No. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
When did we play out the scene of Kumo gaining ability to influence Black Dust?
That
was a dictated scene.
Ah, okay, that's why. So not all of them are played out scenes.
No, not all of them are played out scenes, but we do have 8 scenes so far across the board.
3 played out.
We had a lot of nesting going on.
Three played out scenes. I think they're all we ever had, right?
Yes.
3 or 4.
Yeah. All right. What's the Pookster doing?
I'm not sure.
Oh, he's over there on the right. He's over under the final thing.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Gojira is destroyed, completely leveled. The Empire? Do you mean the Empire, or like the country, land?
It looks like it's pretty fucked up, but there's only 3 clans remaining.
Oh, he'll explain it to us once he's done.
Yeah, but there might be like 2 clans right before this.
Yeah.
And why this game is great, but also maddening in a fashion.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it looks like the Lichen, the Caldera, and the Shadowheart.
Oh, the lichen. Nice.
I just don't get it. I can see you guys moving on Discord, but you're not moving on Twitch.
Oh, dude, my Twitch has been like doing this for a while, so I just said, fuck it. I'll just talk to people. It's fine.
Is it possible that it's on the Twitch end? Because I'm not having a problem with either my Discord.
I don't know, but I have my eyes closed permanently. And Joey, Pookie is looking down at something, and all I see is
oh my god, this prick.
John stashes, Celic like.
No, sir, it is not Celic like. It is more like a dust mop.
Like a dust mop.
Mine is much more like it is a push broom mop. It's like a Sam Elliott.
It's kind of like. It's
Huh?
definitely a porn. It's a porn stash for sure. Minus the cum.
I was thinking, and Pookie is back on that line.
Yeah.
The screen is now moving again, back on that line.
All right, so yeah, I don't know why it split into 2 separate paragraphs, but it did. I don't know why it did that. But yeah, the Lichen, the Caldera, and the Shadowheart. So the Lichen are they're the clan that arises from using all that negative energy that Kumo is using, and they follow this dragon. They follow this dragon, which is like an undead, like a Dracolich. So that's where their clan comes from.
Much as like
Damien made up. So I mean, I'm sorry, Corinth made up. Doxing people.
It's fine. I doxed you too. It's okay. So like, I like it. Like the idea of liking, like much as like things grew on dead trees. That's what they're naming themselves after. I like that. That's pretty badass.
And it all comes from like a dead, like a Draculich dragon. The Calderas and the Shadowheart were believed dead way back when he was killed, but they remained like part of the 13 clans, like unbeknownst to everybody else. So they're like kind of like the Colat in L5R. They're like a secret organization within the clan. So they're not technically a clan. They're like an organization of a bunch of people from a bunch of different clans.
So you're saying that somewhere
the only true
Shadowheart get dropped again because they were still active during the Iron Vice.
Yeah, sometime between then they were. I'm assuming they got wiped out because I want to make them like a secret. So when this whole thing is over, no one even realized that they were behind whatever this decimation is here.
Maybe the monolithics during the time of the monolithics, they're presumed
Maybe they
dead.
get wiped out then. And the Caldera are the only surviving clan from the original, the 13 that split the sword. They're the only ones that live through it.
Hey, I have a
The other
question.
two aren't really part of Gojira.
I know that this isn't the idea, but I kind of had an idea, so I just wanted to. What if you said the Lycan's made of a bunch of different clans?
No, the Shadowheart, right?
Oh, the Shadow.
The Shadowheart is. The Lycan are the ones who follow Kumo's father into the exile.
Yeah.
I thought the Lycan were the ones that follow a Draculich.
Well, yes, but that's originally that was
Kumo,
a Kumo.
which is what their clan follows. He's going to say it's a Dracolich. So basically, they're following Alatun, basically.
Oh, okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So she
I
represents herself.
I was gonna swing it back to this first event of the Sky Shadow. Because I was like, Sky Shadow.
You could say it's them. Maybe that's what the Lycan are. Maybe he just renamed himself the Sky Shadow. Like they renamed their clan the Sky Shadow. Yeah, they're the Maho users though, John. So that kind of fits in perfectly, I guess.
Yeah, it's like they were the Sky Shadow, and then they get destroyed, and then
they're like, oh, no Sky Shadows here, just the
Yeah.
Lycans. We're just lovable little fungus growers.
What is the name of the
Pookie?
The Djinn?
Alcatos.
We have it as ALKA.
I'm gonna spell it as terribly as
TOSS.
I can.
Yeah,
I'm
ALKATOSS.
adding an event within the very beginning of the time of the Vice.
Mm-hmm.
A secret order within the Kenpo. Learn how to create undead from Alcatos.
Okay.
And I'm going to add a scene that is going to be a role played scene.
Ah. So is this an actual like a new clan being formed basically?
We're going to role play the scene. What I need is someone to role play Alcatos. And I need someone to role play the leader of the secret order.
Does Alcatos have to have a terrible Arabic accent?
Since nobody's role played as Alcatos yet, he can speak and sound however the person who
just curious because he's an Afridi.
That's incredibly unwoke of you, sir. Don't put labels on the Afridi, bro.
Corn, you're gonna have to do it now, and you're gonna have to do your best Rob Williams.
Rob Williams.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like
you have to do your best Will Smith?
Oh, Jesus Christ! That's
so,
terrible.
what I'm going to say is we need Alcatos, we need the leader of the secret order within the Kenpo, and we need the newly resurrected. Let me see. I got to get his name real quick. Where is he?
We get 2, right? And then you can provide 2 more, or 2 required, right?
Well, it's gonna be 3 required right now.
Yeah.
You want to bring back Moto the Shadowheart?
Well, that's the idea
Moto...
of nothing.
Yeah, he wants
the
Moto
idea
back.
of there being 2 requirements is that it gives the 2 other people involved in the process the ability to introduce completely wild ideas.
I've
taken different
given
directions.
absolutely no name to one of them, so you can still take that almost anywhere you want to.
Yeah,
and
the leader of the Kenpo could be like some goofy-looking bastard that no one suspects.
And we also have absolutely no idea what the personality of Moto is. So although I'm saying that there are particular names, we have no personality or thought process behind them beyond the fact that there's a name.
And is the Kenpo an order or that's a competition?
Yeah, it's a very old order.
I thought the Kenpo was a competition.
No, it's an order of assassins. It's an order of black acid oozes that were made like way, way back in like the first age.
Okay. So a secret order within the Kenpo?
Yep. A secret order within the secret order.
Yeah. So basically the true hand is what you're saying.
It's like 2 secret order breaks.
Yeah, it's like true hand.
Okay.
The hand within the black hand.
The 3 required people are Alcatos, whoever the leader of the secret order is, and the newly resurrected, and when I say resurrected, I don't mean like brought back to life, like undead, like almost like a Death Knight or maybe a Lich. I have no idea what he actually is as far as undeath goes. But the newly returned Moto the Shadowheart.
Oh, I want Moto.
So
I got an idea. I want Moto.
I'm taking Kimpo.
John is the first pick.
Oh, damn it.
John gets first pick.
Do I have this wrong? I thought we were supposed to all go around and then introduce the character and then pick. Like there's supposed to be all the characters.
Oh, yeah, no, if you want to, any one of those, the only one that is.
You can add one if you want to, John.
Yeah, I get that.
So if you add one, then we have to pick the other three.
You're right. You're right.
What I'm saying is, by the process, you're supposed to add them all, and then everybody starts picking.
Yeah. No one's picked yet. No one's picked yet. I forgot about adding more people.
Yeah. So do all of us are 2, or is it 4, or 3?
There's right now,
There's 3
right now. 3.
So we add 3 more characters.
You can,
No.
or you could just
They don't
take
have to
one,
be used.
or yeah, they have to be used
I'm
either. They could just be
saying-
there if you want to.
That way, they're on the table as an
Yeah,
idea. from
Steve
different
just
people.
Steve just is saying that those 3 have to be used in the scene.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying. So we're not at the
One.
picking yet. We're at the adding all the rest of the characters. And we
Yeah,
do
if you want to add more characters right now, you can add more characters.
well, we're supposed to, though, whether we want to or not. That way, there's more there.
Do we have to?
Well, by the way the original rules go, the guy creates that, he puts 2 minimum, and then on
okay.
the rest of the table, everybody adds 1 more character, and then everybody selects. Which
Okay.
character.
Well, crap. Just put more pressure on me to add another character. Okay.
Right?
We did do that last couple times though. We only added like I think 5 total. But Steve, like Steve said though, like since 2 of them don't really have personalities and all that stuff, it's kind of like their main characters.
I'm not. This isn't an ego thing over somebody getting picked more. What I'm saying is, the more of us we provide, the more crazy ideas none of us expected can come out of it.
Yeah, but we didn't do that for the other ones. So
We did though.
No, we
the
didn't.
dude
There was
for the
not-
stone. I
there was
picked.
no, there was not 6 characters when we did the
No, there
original.
wasn't, because you only picked 2, and then 2 others were picked, and then the select 4, which is
Actually, I think
Then there should have been 8,
Not
like you're
2.
saying, or whatever. So there doesn't have to be. That's what I'm saying. You could just
I
do
think
less.
we just selected the 4 characters for the ritual.
Yeah, that's all we did. But I named 2 that had to be there.
because D, you made Yojimbo or the turtle, and I selected him.
Yes.
Yeah, but there was only 4 characters total, John. I don't
Yeah,
think you seem to
Because
understand.
the person who created the scene created 2, not 3, and then 2 others were created by other people, and then the 4th person picked the first person to play.
Okay, well then that would still be 5, wouldn't it? When we
That's
each
4.
get to pick.
No, 'cause the last person picks the first person to play, not creates their own character. Either way, it doesn't matter. Because once you're in the scene, you can create more characters.
Then we definitely had 5 characters in the other scene, though. The one with the where he broke the sword into pieces. Yeah, there was like
but
5 or
that's 'cause
6
we
there.
added more after 2.
That's what I'm saying. So we had less and we had more, and it worked. So what does it matter?
I was just trying to get more characters to choose from in the beginning to play.
Oh.
than
I mean, we can
those.
just bring in so if we want to.
Yeah, that's literally what we did before. The first time.
I just want to role play.
Yeah, me too.
All right, John, pick something.
Oh,
No,
I'll
you have an
create-
idea for something to add. So
Yeah, add something.
if you did have an idea, I don't know. I'm not.
I was gonna bring something from an older clan out. I'm just gonna grab something from an older clan.
Okay.
I will put dragon from the Caldera clan in. That
Okay.
will be in attendance.
Now, when you say dragon, do you actually mean a dragon, or do you mean a member of the clan?
A lizard folk from the clan. Sorry.
Okay.
In my
Yeah,
head,
which
for some reason, I'm still historically where they're all dragon.
Yeah.
Based creatures.
I'm sorry. Which clan did you say?
The
Caldera.
Caldera.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. Anyone else have any ideas for stuff that might be added to the scene?
No, I don't. I think this is going to be a pretty private scene, so I don't think there's going to be a lot of people in this, honestly.
Okay.
Just that's my own personal opinion. So Joey, Pookie, you got anything?
Did we ever get a question?
Dude, I've been ready to go.
Uh,
Like,
The question
5
to
minutes.
it is why did the Kenpo make the agreement with Alcatos to gain this power over undeath?
Oh. That is an interesting question. All right. So, Pookie, who do you want?
do I pick first or does John pick first?
Oh, well, yeah. Technically, it's John. All right, John, who do you want to play?
It wouldn't be me because I made a character, right? Joey's
No,
before.
you are the person.
It doesn't switch the other direction.
Nope.
No. We all basically deferred on bringing in new characters, so it's your turn to pick first.
The reason I didn't make something for so long, and the reason I didn't pick something in the first place, is because the list that was given to me wasn't broad enough for anybody I wanted to play.
Okay, so who do you want to play?
Doesn't matter. I'll play. Somebody already wanted to play something. I defer my choice. I'll pay to take
You'll take who?
whoever's left over.
Why
Okay.
didn't you just add the person you wanted to play?
Yeah, you would have got him anyway.
There wasn't a particular person. That's what I was trying to tell all of you. I needed ideas, which means I needed more people to present ideas because nothing on the table was something I was only going to engage with. But everybody decided to pass instead of using the system that forces people to give ideas.
Okay. All right. Who else would be there?
Well, there's still 4 characters there now.
But he wants more. He wants more options.
Well, I just didn't.
He wants more options. I got you. I
wanted something unique from out of the way, but I don't know.
I mean, like, do you want a butler there? Because well,
no, I was thinking of something
This is like
with another clan.
All right, let's
like, but I don't have it. I know the idea is there to connect it to the other clan, but all I could do is reach and go, fuck the Caldera. But this,
I mean, right now you could create a whole other clan if you wanted to.
I know. I don't got the idea with me though. I'm dry. I'm tapped.
I'm so dry. I'm such. Let's. I mean, why not the Waterfall clan? That sounds kind of cool. That sounds interesting. Or the Raging River clan, or something like that, or something water based.
You want to do that? I'm down with that. I'll take it. I just wanted to come up with more for the content stuffs and more selection to play.
Yeah, like something water based. Yeah, a water based lizard folk clan. But I don't have an idea exactly. I mean, river. I don't want to say like stream or something. I want to.
How about that Raging River?
Raging River, yeah.
Raging River.
That sounds kind of cool.
There we go. We'll take that out and put that in place for the Caldera one.
Okay.
No, you can leave the Caldera there too.
Yeah, leave the Caldera in there.
Somebody's got an idea for it. I just
doesn't matter. Maybe somebody will want to like role play it in the time in the.
Yeah, maybe someone will bring in the Caldera.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the river.
Right. No reason to take
river.
Yeah,
river claw. What's
Raging River clan? Clan of the Raging River. Yeah.
What about something to do with like no? What if you make them like something to do with the Riptide? Like they pull motherfuckers under, so it's more like the ocean,
like a undertow,
like the Blackwater clan.
Ooh, I like Blackwater too. That's interesting. Yeah, we got so much evil shit though already. That's like another evil fucking clan.
I actually kind of like that idea because then it makes me think of the Pirates and then you
or
lizard folk pirates,
or it makes you think of like really deep water. Maybe that's why they're called Blackwater. Maybe they're like really really deep in the ocean.
Maybe they had some interaction in the past with the salmon.
Maybe. Yeah. Or maybe they're from like some river inside Gojira that's been so infected with that negative energy that it's like literally black water. Like they live in black water.
Yeah.
On rolling.
That could be cool.
I like that idea a lot.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like they could be like our Assamites. Or no, that makes them kind of like the Kempo. So I say they could be like our assassins. They have like really dark scales and shit. How Assamites turn black over time. Like they get darker and darker.
Ooh, what about like Tremere? You make them like a Tremere. So what it is they can use the negative energy that's spread in tiny particles throughout the water of the entire land, and they can use their modification of it to actually affect the water in your body.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go for an elemental though, then I would say more like a Zemisi Koldun. Like they actually like
See, I thought
basically
you kinda-
harness the energy from the land.
I thought you kind of did it already with the Caldera. I got a real Coldunic vibe from just the name Caldera.
Yeah,
So it's like they go deeper, like they're like earth and fire instead of just fire.
exactly. Yeah, and to me, like Blackwater is also like pressure, like immense pressure, not just like water. It's like
It could be two
crushing.
things, like John was saying too. It could be the negative energy and it could be water. So like
Yeah.
they're a clan that uses two types of magic or techniques.
They may be actually a reason why the undead are created
Possibly.
because of their ability of affiliation with negative energy.
Or it could be a counter too. Like they aren't succumbed to it, but since they were around it long enough, they have built a resistance and an ability
True.
to interact with it.
Yeah, maybe they're harder to
Right.
turn into undead. Yeah,
Or maybe
there's
they
a lot
can, or maybe they're non-undead that can control
Might that
undead.
be representing the member from the Blackwater clan?
Yeah, I guess we'll figure out what the hell the Blackwater clan is.
Yeah.
Huh? Corinth?
I will take the Kimpo guy.
I'll take Moto.
The Shadow Heart.
I guess I'm Alcatos.
And you said the new Shadow Heart is the one that's the collection of all the folk? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I like the Colat.
Gotcha.
Like the Colat is like an organization that exists in L5R, but it's got people from every clan in it.
Yeah, the blood.
Well, they're called the Colat because like they're planning to like assassinate all the show or all the people in L5R, like all the leaders of all the.
Yeah,
houses.
they're part of the original
they're a conspiracy.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and set the scene here. The Blackwater clan representative. Did we decide the Blackwater clan are kind of brigands? Maybe not brigands, but piratey.
Yeah, we can make them like the Mantis. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Too.
Okay.
Yeah, they could be the pirates.
So the meeting is actually at a secret Kenpo hideaway in the mountains. And the Blackwater clan representative actually is here with his entourage delivering the corpse of Moto the Shadowheart. And Alcatos and whoever the Kenpo leader is are both here to negotiate or empower the raising of this entity. So this has been a plan that's been put in motion for some time. And what we are trying to understand is why this member of the Kenpo is making agreement with Alcatos to gain power over undeath or creating undead. So
Okay.
that is the scene as we have it. You guys
Since I'm playing the Kimpo, I'm going to hold off on that for a little bit because if I reveal it that quickly, then the scene's fucking over.
Yeah, what's the question one more time? I'm sorry.
Why is the Kimpo leader?
Why is the
are
Kenpo
they making
leader
the
making
thing
the
to bring
agreement
back?
with Alcatos to gain power over undeath?
Okay.
So, general thoughts of the characters present. Blackwater first.
I've done a good job to make sure I've cared for this corpse respectfully. I hope that this pays well in the form of the respect I would achieve from the Kenpo and the access that will give me to my ambitions.
Kenpo leader.
She is nervous and excited at the same time, but holding it in. She looks kind of reserved at the moment.
Moto?
The Kenpo are the ones that killed Moto the Shadowheart the first time, right? If I'm
Yes.
remembering correctly. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since I'm dead, I'm not dead. So this is what he's thinking. These fools think I'm dead. As soon as she shows her face in this room, I'm going to take her head. That's what he's thinking.
Oh, nice.
Alcatos's general thoughts are a mild amount of glee over more chaos that is being spread across the Gojiran Empire. His interactions with Kumo were very fruitful, and today he intends to bring a member of the Kempo entirely under his sway. He's entertained at the fact that the secret order somehow doesn't even realize that they didn't actually kill someone they thought they killed.
I need to hire better people. It's fucking terrible.
So Alcatos is actually currently shapeshifted to look like a member of the lizard folks as well, so as to not reveal his true form at this meeting.
So is he
The
there
only
under?
person
Is he there under an assumed identity?
he is there under the identity of a caldera.
Of a caldera. Okay. See, so it
caldera.
worked. So there's a caldera there. That's Alcatos. Boom.
There you go.
I was going to suggest that before you even said it. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, he is actually currently looking like a caldera. What did we call them? Scale sages.
See, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Reality wasn't sure. Fate wasn't sure if there were 4 or 5 people because 2 of the people were the same person.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
we called the seers. What did we call the seers again? Scale.
Seer scale.
The
Seer.
Scale seers.
Scale seers.
I like scale
Okay.
sage. Actually,
Scale
like that.
sages or
Scale
scale
sage.
seers?
Scale sage. So he is currently present as a caldera scale sage.
with a wound on his forehead from a rock.
With a odd scar upon his forehead.
Oh look, it's Harry.
And he's super effeminate.
Exactly.
He's the most effeminate scale sage I've ever seen.
My name's Mrs. Doubt Dragon.
Down Dragon. I hate you
My
so
name's
much.
Mr. Doubt Dragon. It wasn't on my fruiting.
Doubtfire. I mean, it works. Even the original name would work. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we are all here, and the Blackwater clan member is. How are you transporting the body? Or
So at this point in time, I'm
are
Dragging
you
it.
even aware of the fact that it is not a dead body?
yeah, am I? That's what I need to know.
Which-
Is
which-
my character aware?
Which period is this taking place in?
This is taking place
this
before
is-
Moto takes over the country during the 13. During the time of the Iron Vice.
So this is a
This
good
is-
long while after he's supposed to be dead, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a pretty hot minute after he's supposed to be dead.
So, okay.
So like, I probably dug his body up in the first place.
yeah, probably.
Dressed like a brigand.
Hey,
actually, like the best way I
so-
can describe it would be like the second hand in Game of Thrones.
So maybe Shadowhearts have an ability to go into an extended torpor.
What if it's just like my head? Like you found, you know how like sometimes they would divide after they kill somebody, they would divide up his body and put it in different places so he couldn't be a true martyr. So
Yeah.
like, what if you just found like my head?
That's
So
even
it's just the
funny.
head.
That makes the
I love
entry
it.
a lot easier because I was going to
Yeah.
come in with a cart and like 9 people in entourage in the back.
yeah.
just, like
What if you went around and found all the pieces, John? That would be interesting. What if like they cut up my body and they put it in boxes and shit, and you went and found each fucking piece?
I mean,
So you
and
come with a
place
big ass
them all-
cart and like have
Yeah,
all
one
these boxes and
sarcophagus.
shit. Yeah, that'd be dope.
place them all into one sarcophagus and brought it.
Okay. So let's rewind the thought process of Alcatos a little bit. He finds it entertaining that both the Shadowheart believes himself to still be alive, having already been turned into essentially a Death Knight like entity through Alcatos' magics.
Oh, well,
And-
can I? We're not supposed to step on each other, right? That kind of contradicts the idea I had.
Oh, okay.
Is that okay?
Go ahead. Throw the
You want me
idea.
to reveal the idea?
Sure.
Yeah, because I'm confused at the moment.
Before Moto Shadowheart was killed, he was visited by this man who called himself a worm that walks. So do you remember the character from the Second Age who threw his body across the land and
Oh,
to save everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, so he came to him and he taught him the secrets of becoming a worm that walks. So the reason why Moto isn't dead is because Moto is a worm that walks. So the whole time everybody thought he's been dead, he's had pieces of himself all over the world, and he's still running shit from like inside other people. So these 9 pieces that John brought back together, they're all worms that walks individually. So my plan was as soon as you open the boxes, he was going to form into like 9 different Motos and like start attacking all the Kimpo that were in the room. So that's why you just like waiting for them to open the boxes. And I was going to say the boxes actually nullified the magic. So those pieces of him have been dormant until those boxes are opened. Like they can't use their magic. But as soon as John opens those boxes, he's going to be able to do his thing again. So even though he's been dead, he's been in the shadows, like influencing people because he's like his little worm parts are in different people all over Gojira. Does that make sense?
I dig. No, I dig. But that means he's not really an undead. He's kind of like an aberration right now.
Yeah, Worm That Walks isn't technically an undead, but it's basically an undead.
Well, the worm that walks is an undead, but the creature that essentially empowered him to do this was just aberration.
Aberration, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe Alcatos is planning on once he reforms to place him to one body, so he doesn't have this power anymore or something. I don't know, but that was my pitch for why everyone thinks he's dead and he's actually alive.
I like it. Okay.
That's a lot of shit right there.
My brain don't work that quick.
John's like, I
actually,
need a 10-minute break to process all that.
So the sarcophagus then would be like ornate boxes.
Yeah, what if it's like boxes that
obituary boxes?
What if they fit together to form like a man? So like each box is a different part, and you put them together like a puzzle almost, and that creates the sarcophagus that's his body. Do you see what I'm saying?
But it's still like
It's like
2
fucking Voltron for
6
dead
boxes.
people.
Yeah,
but each of the boxes have some kind of lithographic representation of a body
or like
part on the top.
or runes on them or something to like keep them locked. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have like your character could have found all these things like all over the land and shit.
I'm a smuggler in my mind. Like
maybe you stole them.
Yeah, stole it, traded, pirated. Adventure.
Maybe this was like your whole life's goal was to find this fucking thing for these, or maybe they hired you to do it. Maybe it hasn't been your life's goal.
Well, the idea in my head is that that he is going to try to use this to help his clan, but his clan is mercenary pirate folk. So,
what if he figured out what the boxes do? What if your character knows what the boxes do, John, but nobody else does?
But then I would be in on it because I would know that there was still some power that he held.
Yeah, maybe he's been talking to you. Like maybe you have a worm that walks inside you. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I grabbed him and how I knew where they were.
And he says if you help him, he's gonna make sure you're taken care of. Like your clan will be taken care of.
That still fits in everything the character came intended with.
Yeah, I like that better, right? Because it explains why. Because nobody else could find them but you. So they think you're just a genius, but in reality,
so much intrigue.
You're being pushed towards it.
Yeah, I'm feeling that the character's kind of like the guy who travels with the little person in Game of Thrones.
Oh, Tyrion.
The short gentleman.
Yeah, Tyrion.
I like it.
The swagger.
So maybe Alcatos is planning on trapping him or something, Steve. Maybe that's what he's there for.
So, in a very crone-like voice, I got to try and do a crone.
Oh, you're the same character?
Yeah, it's
900-year-old lady.
Hey, seers are seers, bro.
Yeah, it's your other character, John.
I was here. Still here. Gathered. So, as everyone is coming into the chamber, the very old-looking scale sage is setting out the ritualistic teas and begins brewing a tea while the males and female that are present have an opportunity to speak amongst each other.
Hold on. Actually, so there are male Kimpo there, but she is actually dressed as a slave with a shackle around her neck and is tied up to the crone.
See, that's what's perfect about it. Because I was going to say the reason why he hasn't taken revenge already is because he doesn't know who the leader of the Kimpo is. Moto doesn't know. This is his opportunity to finally find out, or so he thinks. So that's why he allowed all this.
So there's actually someone who appears to be the leader standing off to the side.
So since we have a sarcophagus, I'll roll that in on a cart, like with a small attendant group of my people around the cart, walking in nice. And we're trying to be respectful to the idea of because like in the culture, right? The dead, even if you're fucking with this shit, it's something that's creeping this guy out. Like dead mojo is mojo. I don't usually like to fuck with.
Yeah, if we're going
down the dead mojo thing as I'd like to be, But at the same time, there's another thing that's overriding and telling him there's a reason you need to go do these things.
Yeah, samurais, they don't like, the Japanese culture does not like dead things, dude. They don't like to touch dead things. They don't have anything to do with them.
Untouchables.
Basically.
Indesirables.
So as the crone is preparing tea for the Blackwater clan and male Kempos that have arrived, she is going to extend the chain that is around the slave girl's neck and pass her what looks like a jug of sanctified water to pour onto the sarcophagi.
The slave will lower her head and very meekly begin to pour it. The male Kimpo, who appears to be above all the other ones, is like, yes, it is finally time. We will now have our army. We will learn the secrets of the undead. And that's what they're basically doing right now. She's dressed very she's dressed almost like a concubine. That's what she looks like.
So before she goes to pour the water, I'll do my... I present to you the sarcophagi of Moto the Shadowheart, brought from all around the world. Each one of these boxes held a different piece of Moto, separated at the time of his execution. Now, I have brought you your commission that you asked for. And I would like to receive my due.
Yes. Blackwater is very, very, very productive.
And we're very busy.
And you shall be rewarded. The great reward you were promised. Yeah. You shall get your rewards.
Yes, I'm assuming now, right?
In due time.
So
You
he
should
knows
speak
Moto.
with your betters. Speak with your betters while I prepare the tea.
Does he know Moto is planning on in his mind, is this thing giving him any inclination that Moto plans on doing painfully bad, fucked up shit when he comes out?
Oh yeah, he's gonna red wedding this bitch, dude.
Yeah. So then my guy's already gonna make a department. Probably. I'm gonna grab second command. I'm gonna grab one other soldier. I'm gonna tell the rest of them to cover the cart, and then I'll be leaving. Because this is the kind of character.
As he begins to try and leave, the crone will slam the staff that is in her hand upon the ground, almost causing a reverberation through the entire chamber. You shall wait, and you shall have tea.
You better have the tea.
Will respect tradition.
Have the tea.
Lady. Or no, he's a sir now, right?
No,
The voice keeps changing.
No. It's Q, Star Trek. No, it says, you just had me bring in 9 pieces of a cut up body. I think we're out of tradition's window.
As the slave girl begins to pour said waters onto the sarcophagi, Moto doesn't have the ability to escape the sarcophagi.
Yeah,
correct?
I'm gonna say that, otherwise he would have escaped a long time ago.
As each one of the sarcophagi begins to have this herbal alchemical mixture poured on it, it's almost like he begins to feel the box as if it's a part of his own body, which is disconcerting because he feels trapped, but it also feels like he's beginning to have a grander control over the things where his small parts are. You know how you were saying he had little bits of him inside of other people?
Yeah.
Before I'm assuming has some sort of mental control.
Yeah, but not full control. More like
not full control.
Yeah, like empathy, and he can push people's feelings and shit. Yeah.
Imagine as each one of these boxes has something poured on him, elements from that part of his body that are connected to other people. He's starting to get a full sensory from those extended bodies.
Okay.
Somebody's about to have.
Does he have that in any of the Blackwater clan members that are here?
Yeah, John has one in him.
Yeah, probably.
So you're definitely feeling a almost
You can see the room.
a hive mind connection, but like not just mental, like physical with even the Blackwater member.
Yeah, so I had made my way to the door before I was stopped by crazy person. So I'm looking back at the room now. So you'd be able to see the swath of the room standing in front of me with the cart.
Do I see the Kimpo who looks like he's in charge? Not the girl, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah,
you clearly
there is a Kempo member that is standing by the gathered teas.
What do you have on you, John? Like, do the Blackwater use poison? Do they just fight? Like, how do they fight?
They use cutlass.
I was about to say, yeah, I was looking at like pirate, so swords, probably double wield. Maybe
would you be the type of pirate that would have like a
dirty, underhanded, sand in the face kind of pirate?
Like maybe you have hidden weapons on you?
Yeah,
because maybe they checked people for weapons when they came in here, so you don't have your cutlass on you.
No, all over hidden weapons. All over hidden weapons. Yeah.
Even in his prison pouch.
All right, well, I don't want to control, but John, you always had this feeling like your whole life, like whenever you need to do something was there to help push you along. But now a voice suddenly is in your head. I've helped you for years. Now you are going to help me.
And this is the first time the voice actually manifested?
Yeah, the voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
What do you mean, old crone? I say out loud into the room.
Stop talking out loud. You can think your thoughts to me.
Well, this is on the feet of the lady. Like
I know. Stop talking. You can think whatever you want me to know.
I just thought, okay, but I didn't say it.
Stop yourself. Do you see that man over there? I mean, do you see that lizard folk over there? The tall one.
No.
I want you to go stab him in the face.
Yeah, I could do that. There's a lot of stuff going on in the room right now. It's a very good time.
Don't make it obvious, but I want him dead before this meeting is over.
Don't make it obvious. Okay.
Don't make it obvious. I want to stab you in the face.
Yeah, I want you to stab him in the face.
He's saying don't make the approach obvious, is what he said. Like, hey, how's the Jets doing?
Don't make the murder obvious.
As the slave girl continues to pour and she finishes covering the last of the sarcophagi, Moto is going to feel a almost 100% physical connection with everyone that's wormed. And inherently, everyone that is wormed also will suddenly have almost a sense of invincibility that kind of creeps into the back of their minds.
Yeah!
Yeah, you feel it, dude.
That's some good blow! And I run there.
And you see the crone has positioned herself almost like to the right of the person that has been asked to be stabbed in the face.
And where's the tea?
And is currently cleaning the teapot as if she hasn't even started the making of tea yet.
Well, I was about to walk over towards tea since I was given the order to recently, and now I have a reason to want to be over there, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But halfway down the walk, I get super confident and start pimp-wonking.
Yeah. Does anyone else in the room have worms in them too, Steve, or no?
Yes, some of the Kempo membership and probably some of the Blackwaters also do. But given that they have not had as close of contact with Moto, his level of suggestion is not as...
Seeing that one of the first things that I did was go into the center of the deepest freshwater source in Kojira and pour a ton of these things about 40 years back.
Well, I'm going to suggest that everyone else but John's character just suggests that they should leave the room.
So the people that are under the suggestion start to head in different directions.
Oh, I got to really take a poop.
And the crone doesn't actually make any moves to...
Oh, I thought that was you. I'm like, do you need a break?
No, like one of the people in the room, like, ooh, I need to.
Yeah.
Power word defecate.
So the members of
Power
Black
word defecate.
you actually see the crone is now looking up at you almost with a look of a mixed look of recognition and anticipation.
Boo.
Is that really what you do? Like you
No.
yell boo?
No, actually,
No, it's so anticlimactic. I was like, what
he
the
said
hell?
anticipation,
Yeah.
right? And so
Yeah.
I'm picking up anticipation. It's not, that wasn't just a room description. That was me picking up her anticipation. As
You
well.
are picking anticipation up.
The
Yes.
first thing I do is flinch at her or faint while I'm going towards this other thing. So then I can see what her intent is, or the crone intent. So boo would be another, but that's just a jokey way of saying that while I'm near her, I could do something like, and see if that gets a response from her thinking that
Do
jumps.
what? I'm sorry, I didn't see what you did.
He bucks up to her.
Not butts up, like makes a quick movement, like a quick shoulder shrug, like something that somebody would do right before they went in for something.
He flexes on that.
Yeah, I flinched.
Just kind of make a motion towards the person you were already moving towards, but it's not like blatant. It's sort of on the sly while she's still cleaning the tea.
Well, the intent was to see the crone's reaction to the motion. Oh,
Her
okay.
reaction is to motion directly where you're headed while continuing to clean the tea.
When you flex, she looks right at the guy.
That I'm
Yep.
walking towards.
Yes.
Like she's giving you the invitation.
Like,
to go
stab
to
that
it,
bitch in the
bro.
face,
Go
motherfucker.
for it, bro.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm so close to it. So this sounds like a good idea. And I'm gonna guess I'll walk right up to the attendant, who's of what special? And
He's just primal lizard folk. Proto lizard folk.
Is it a slave?
No, appears to be the leader of the Kimpo.
Girl is by the, well, I don't know, where is the slave
leader
girl?
of
I think
is
she
the one
is.
cleaning the teapot.
No, the cleaning teapot is the crone.
The crone is cleaning the teapot.
The leader of the Kimpo is standing
Another
next to
attendant cleaning the teapot.
No.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
She's
I'll just
doing
continue to, and then go stabby stab.
Right.
So the moment you do your delivery, since most of the people had already left, the handful of Kempo members that look like they might do something are stopped dead when the crone immediately jumps up and puts the empty teapot under the wound that you just placed into this person, this fatal wound, and is catching the blood in the pot.
Wasn't my fault. I was told to do it.
And while you're there, you notice that she wriggles out of her sleeve this little leather pouch. And you see as she pours these small worm-like maggots into the tea. Moto, you have full body sensation of your prison, essentially. And you feel the sense that you could speak through people who have worms in them. But as the blood of the killed Kempo leader, or supposed leader, is joined with some of your own worms, you feel yourself suddenly being bound permanently to those boxes.
Do I know anything about the
Immediately
he's joke about the lake, right?
he screams into your mind, John. Like immediately, he's like,
knock down the teapot alone. If I knew about the maggots, I would just go crack and drop it because it's right there in front of me.
yeah, well, he's gonna scream for you to open the sarcophagus. That's what he screams in your head.
Okay, well, I'm across the room from that, right?
Yeah,
now.
I know.
So what I was going to say is, do I know anything about these worms other than the fact that there's this voice inside of my head? Like, did you direct me with these worms before, by chance? Like, I was making a joke about going and contaminating the water sources and stuff. But if anything like that had happened before,
no, you probably really didn't do that.
Probably not.
Maggots before, which means
Yeah.
you recognize.
He probably has kept it. He's probably just been, like you said, just giving you pushing you towards things.
Okay, then I wouldn't fuck with a teapot and I'd walk towards the sarcophagus. But at this point in time, it almost feels like the plan doesn't feel right.
Well, I don't say. I just say open the sarcophagus in your
Because
mind.
you see what I see with my eyes.
Yes, I saw it.
You saw the pot.
Yeah, I think it's too late for that though, because Steve said that my character already, or Moto already feels like he's being bound to sarcophagus. So I need you to open it.
Okay, well,
'Cause I
you can try that. How does that play?
don't know. It's all RP, right?
Who's RP?
Yeah. Sorry.
What's the slave girl doing?
She is watching with great interest, but being very meek and standing off to the side.
I forgot.
Because
This is not like a role-playing game. This is a different
Yeah.
system. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay. We didn't name this guy yet. I gave him a name, but for some reason it feels familiar, and I don't know why. I named him Kalius.
Kalius works.
I like it.
So Kalius begins to walk back to the sarcophagus cart, stepping by the few Kempo members that I guess are frozen still there, or that have they haven't left.
They left.
They're frozen there
Most of
because
them left. The ones that are left in the room aren't moving for some reason.
yeah,
Mhm.
ever since the crone spoke. So he's gonna just move around, get to the sarcophagus, and he's rushing Huddley, and he's trying to open the sarcophagus lid, and it feels like maybe it's stuck, like, or that there's an issue, and so he's going to lift up one of the sarcophagus boxes, or pull it out of the sarcophagus grouping, and try to crash it and break it on the ground.
At this point, with the mixture complete in the teapot, the crone will literally hand the teapot to the slave girl. Why do you want this power?
To resurrect the one that I love.
And with that, she has the teapot, and whatever means of undeath control comes from that, because that was kind of weak, and I'm sorry. But now we know that the Kempo leader did it for love.
Yep, questions asked. There you go.
Yeah. So now we have to figure out what happens with Moto.
Should have broke it. Moto sounds like he's fucked.
I don't know. He feels everyone who's wormed. He has some physical connection to them.
That'd be dope. Like, it becomes this artifact where Moto's trapped forever, but at the same time, he can live with whatever person who's ever got a maggot and ever has a maggot in the future.
That's going to make him a big problem later on in life. Like, Moto Shadowheart's going to be a big, major issue. I think that's a good place to take a break.
Cool.
Because I has been drinking lots of fluid to stay hydrated.
And I lost roll 20, who knows when. That's dope. That continues to happen.
That continues to happen.
Well, I'm just really glad when, like, my tabs page shows up and it's got, like, websites I don't want folk to see. You know, like Pirate Bay or, you know,
Gmail.com.
right there on the broadcast. No, she dog.
Sorry.
Oh, whoa.
Hey, don't be
Whoa.
judgmental about transgendered animalism.
Yeah, get woke, bro.
Get woke. Get woke, bro.
So are we ready to break?
Yeah, we're ready to break. I'm going to help put my kids to bed real quick. 9:35?
That's just good.
Yep.
That's great.
10 minutes. That's good. Gentlemen.
Okay, we're live.
Tentacles
Are we?
and branches. Just saying.
Uh,
Tentacles and branches.
All right. Welcome back.
I make very sure to quickly say we're live.
Talk
when we're
about
live
Trent
because
Tide
these
porn.
people have.
Yeah, yeah.
Trent Tide
Y'all
porn.
don't want to even know about the shit we talk about on break. That's all I want to say.
Trent
Tide.
But no, we are back, and with us being back, it is Pookie's turn
I
to
just
do
saw
the legacy.
Hey, I just want to give a shout out to like all the people watching. We appreciate y'all watching. I hope y'all are having a good time. We're having a blast doing this. Just want to thank our viewers. So that's all I got.
Definitely. So, Pookie, I see that you picked the Shadowheart clan as your legacy, and now you can either explore that or one of the other legacies that are up. Do you have an idea of what you're planning on doing with your legacy?
Yeah, I'm going to explore the 13 pieces of Alatoon.
Oh,
Motherfucker.
okay. Are you going to explore a particular piece or all of them in one go?
I mean, what do you want me to talk about? What I like? What do you mean? Like what? I have to
I
explain.
don't know. What do you add an event or a scene right now if you want to concerning
I want
the
to
thing
add.
that you picked?
Yeah, I want to add the event where the 13 pieces get divided up to the 13 clans.
Okay.
So I'm going to force us to go ahead and like name our clans now and talk about which piece of Ronnie they each get.
Okay.
Kill that before it's too late,
Kill
right?
that shit now, dude. Get it done. We should have got it done a while
Now,
ago.
this is technically the 13 clans that all get a piece of the Alatoon eventually
Yep.
and land, but there might be other clans as well, right?
Oh yeah, there's way other clans.
These are just the 13. So they get the 13 pieces of Numeroni. And I was
Yeah,
thinking how we
that's
discussed
major.
before, like different parts of the blade or different types of weapons. Like Steve suggested, the spine, which has already gone missing over here in the Imperial Age, is like a staff. And I was thinking maybe like the hilt is some kind of dagger or hand axe or light hammer or something like that. Like we can make up what each of the pieces are and who gets them. So do you want me to put an event card down?
Yeah, put an event card down. This is going to be some long form conversation here, but that's good.
It's gonna be. It should be like right after they fucking break it up, like when the
so
that
you
whole
want
part.
Time of the Iron Vice?
Yeah, I guess that would be. Is that when that happens?
Yeah, that's
No.
when they actually split the piece up. Or technically, since your legacy is the 13 pieces of Alatoon, well, you want to name it. Technically, you could build anything from before the creation of Alatoon to. Actually, no, it's the 13 pieces, so it would have to be after it broke up, I guess.
Yeah, it has to be after this.
Not necessarily. You could put a thing earlier where Kumo actually plans out what the 13 pieces are going to be.
Yeah. You could do that as well. But to identify the clans, yeah, it would have to be in the time of the Iron Vice after they've been created and it got broke up and given to them, right?
Yeah.
But they're all going to die after Imperial Gojira ends, or any other periods between Imperial Gojira and the fall of the Empire.
Yeah, because after the when did
It gets broken up right after Tashal forms a feudal states. That light scene underneath it is where it actually got broken up.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
so
right.
So
it is the period of 13 feudal
my
states.
yeah, the period of the 13 states. My bad. I thought it was one
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, no, you're.
So did I.
That's also I know we had a fucking thing where it happened. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't see it on here. It's because we never wrote it out. We just kind of started this thing up here and never changed it. I tried to move that, Steve. If you want to fix those two cards, it didn't.
I'm fixing it.
For some reason.
I'm fixing it. You're good.
I'm sorry, Daddy. I fucked it all up.
Got you, bro. You're good.
Okay. So is both.
All right, so we got 13 plans. What's up?
Huh.
I see marks, but no typing.
I think he's
No.
figured everything fucking moved right down.
What was one of the role-playing things we were talking about earlier today, Steve? While he's typing that out, we were talking about a thing, the philosophy of not like it was during the conversation we were having about DM's responsibility to their players.
Can I just say that I get kind of annoyed as a long-term DM of like players saying, "Well, just put me in there, like just figure it out." I'm like, why don't you like try to build yourself into my backstory like a little bit? Like,
Yeah.
I create this world for you, put yourself in it, so that it's easier to put you like into things. People are just like, I'm just gonna play whatever the hell I want. And you suck because you can't get my such and such stupid outlier character to fully work with the rest of these people. Like-
I think for you to address that,
Just real quick on the check-in before they interrupt. I know this is to kill dead air, but I think Pookie might actually be done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, okay.
I
Sorry.
spelled his name wrong. I spelled his name so many different ways. I don't even know if that's how you spell his name anymore.
we'll fix it into one unified actual name once we go through and do the polished.
Yeah.
LM.
His name is T'Challa, bro, and this shit's the black.
T'Challa, Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
We sound like a
No,
Jim Carrey doing Wakanda forever.
With our technology, we could beat everything but colon cancer. Oh,
Oh no! Oh no!
oh, no. Oh no! Oh shit! The king is dead, motherfucker! God damn!
We have
Oh
13,
my god!
We have 13 clans that we have to place.
Tax credit.
So right now we have the Shadow Hearts. They're definitely a clan.
I've got an idea for the hilt, like not like you were saying, but it's not. It's like because I was thinking, oh, you could do one as one and one as some other weapon, so you have two weapons. But actually, I was thinking, what's the not the kukri? Is it the kukri?
Yes.
Like, and then it's two. It's a set, a combo set of kukri, one on each side of the sword, so it comes out.
Oh, I was like, or is the hilt like the hip bone? Like, what is it?
No, remember
The pelvis of Alatude.
these aren't the pieces of Ren. These are the parts of the sword, right? That were taken from the bones.
Yeah.
We said that if there was only 8 bones there before, so we have to either make her break the bones up or put some more. Maybe she put some more bones on it later or some shit. I don't know.
The neck bone's connected to the neck
Given
bone.
that there was magic used, it doesn't even necessarily have to fully
Yeah.
represent
Well,
the
also like you can just say like the kukri are her wrists.
Well, how about we
Mm.
don't worry about which
which
clan
part
gets
to-
which particular part? Let's just name the 13 fucking clans.
Yeah,
13
So,
great
so
clans.
far, we definitely have the Shadow
Right,
Heart, the
right?
Blackwater, the Caldera, and the Iron Fang. So there's 4 clans right there. What was the air that entire clan got
Stormborn.
destroyed? The Sky Shadows. We got
Yeah.
the Stormborn, the Fireborn.
Oh yeah, the shadow one is already dead. You don't need to worry about that one.
I already marked them all.
But they have the that's not the Stormborn. The Stormborn is the
I know
one that showed up at the thing.
How about the Emerald Fang?
the
Emerald
Emerald
Fang,
Fang.
nice. So that's 6 because we actually have
That's
no, because the Sky Dragons are dead before this happened.
the
Yeah.
Stormborn weren't dead though, so we're at
No,
7.
no, we have I have Iron Fang, Stormborn. Oh, Blackwater, thank you.
Blackwater, Caldera, Iron Fang, Stormborn, Fireborn, and the Emerald Fang.
Yeah, I didn't have Blackwater. Let's just. What about the Ice Dragon?
Ooh, I had an idea for one back in the day. Remember, it was like the ones that pretended to seek knowledge. I can't remember what it was referenced to, but it was an idea where it was a secret thing. But it's the Kenpo. The Kenpo's like front clan.
You want the Kenpo to actually be one of the clans?
No, it's not a clan. The Kenpo have a front clan. But the front clan,
Like the Scorpions.
yeah, exactly. But the front clan is like the Crane or something to that effect, where it's about collecting artistic knowledge and historical knowledge and all these other knowledge but really it's the Kenpo, or at least really it's a secret organization. Within that, there's the Kenpo, which in that has the hand, which in that has Alcatos, which in that has who knows.
How about we call them like we got Emerald. How about something to deal with I like the eye. You know how the eye is like a symbol for knowledge and a symbol for like protection and a symbol for perseverance, like to the Egyptians. What if we make him like something to do with the eye?
Iris.
We also have the eye, like the big chaos eye. We have all kinds of stuff that we could that could make references to it.
I mean, we have the Iris.
What about the prismatic eye?
Prismatic Eye? I like it.
I like it.
They're all inclusive. They're like we're the clan that likes all of the different types of lizard folk. They're like the most peaceable, the most get along together. Because that's who the evil one, not necessarily evil, but the like an Alfarvo Eye. Like technically, the most noble of all the clans is probably the Scorpion, right? The
Like the most noble.
The only one that's willing.
The only
to
ones who
destroy
are
their
willing to
honor-
really get things done is the Scorpions
They're willing to destroy their honor, and they're not doing it for their own power. They're doing
to save
it for
the
Empire.
kingdom.
They probably care about the Empire more than any of the other clans besides like the Imperial clan. Like they're like they are the Empire. But yeah, they're probably the next ones, or the lion maybe, or the crab. Like they're really, really nationalistic or whatever. The lion are especially
Not honorable, noble.
Scorpion.
Well, we've already named the Draknar clan. Do you want to use the Draknar?
Where'd we name them?
Idea for
That was Turok Draknar was the primal lizard folk who controls the Pleasure City, and his descendant is
He's
actually
he's one of the sons of Skarn.
yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. That's the other. You're right. Never mind. Because his
Controls
descendant
the entire
is
nation the size of Gojira.
But you could make a unicorn type clan of some of the descendants of primals who have crossbred with lizard folk. And
I
so
thought that
they're
was just be the Iron Fang since I made them riders.
yeah Iron Fang.
well, Iron Fang to both the lizard folk and to those merchants from the Null Giant from the merchant city. Like maybe they're all maybe they're all together like in one, like John said, like one unicorn clan, and each one of them is like a different house. You know how like the
Yeah.
the
That's how
moths
unicorns did it. Yeah.
families. Like maybe each of them are for that, and maybe the Iron Fang is like all of them together. That's their clan, but they represent like all the kind of outsiders that live on the outsides of Gojira because they're so connected to the other lands. You know what I mean? Like maybe they have like a village at each of the main forks where they go into like the primal lizardfolk country or the Trog country, or to where the life giants are from and where the Trents are from.
so
Like a four-pronged clan kind of.
this is backwards from normal creation. The way I would do a creative process. The tropey way of looking at it would be like, well, which elements are represented and which ones are left, and we'll just make those clans. I was going to say, what cultural or societal purposes are left that we could think that a clan could arise around? Like that's how they gain their power, right? Through some ability or service that they're better at than other clans and better at than other people.
Well, if we're going to do that,
Six left.
maybe we should use the pleasure as one, and maybe the Gila should be another one. So like there's a whole clan that's based just on mercantilism, and a whole clan that's based on just courtiers because they're the pleasure clan. So they're all about like concubines and courtiers.
So the Draknar.
Yeah, the Draknar, I like that. So what would we call them though? They have to be like, they should have a name.
The Draknar are outside of Gojira though. Like they are completely a different country.
From the Draknar being in the horde being there and breeding and all of that, any kind of established leftovers.
Yeah, so like kind of like the unicorn, they like, you know, the unicorn L5R are basically Mongols, but they're like part of Rokugan, so they're not considered Gaijin or whatever. It's like that. So like parts of each of these other things came in and basically fought and got their own clan by the time they got around to the 13 Feudals.
They participated in the Civil War.
Yeah, so they're not truly the Draknar, but they're a kind of Draknar that live within Gojira, and they're their own clan.
What's the name for a large lizard besides Godzilla?
Komodo.
Komodo.
How about
That's the name. That's the correct name of the Shadowheart leader. I guess they call themselves the Komodo.
Yeah, that's fine.
How about like the Komodo's Kiss or something like that? Like, because I like the idea of them being pleasure, like the pleasure clan.
Komodo's Kiss. Like that's badass.
You
Are
know,
there any sexy lizards?
Which is funny
Are there
because the
any
Komodo,
lizards that are known?
Komodo's mouth is actually a very dangerous area, so it's actually
so
very
they
interesting.
deal with all the like the courtiers and the concubines, all
I
that
do.
shit, and that's how they get all their information. And shit.
I do like that perspective. The fact that you're really close to danger without even knowing it.
Yeah, it's fucking.
Yeah.
Thinking it's a kiss.
Too. So that we could give them like a poison kiss power too. Like maybe that's what their concubines should have. Like if somebody fucks with them, they
It
can.
wouldn't be the first time a geisha or that kind of thing was used as assassin. Although a lot of people think that they were always used as assassins. And that
What do you think about the troglodytes being? Shit, I just lost it. Something like the ashen claws, something like that.
Ashen Claw.
they're not part of these 13 though, right?
Well, but some of them migrate over. Like that's the thing is,
Yeah.
some of them went.
I'm just
to the
making.
war.
That's why I'm saying. I'm making sure that we're not talking about the actual troglodytes. We're talking about
No.
troglodytes that are
No.
here in the nation, kind of like what we just did.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
the
yeah.
thought process I was following.
Dope.
And these are all collectively. What I was saying is they're kind of all four of these ones that we make like this from other clans. We could say that collectively they represent kind of like a union within a Gojira, like the unicorn. So they're like, or like the Sabat kind of to the Camarilla. Like they exist in Gojira, but some Gojirans don't consider them Gojiran because they're not. You know,
Even though they
pure-
hit the base requirements for
they get the requirement.
essentially samuraihood because they have noble blood, they're also looked at as like the outsiders within that clique.
The new money.
They're even looked down upon by clans who don't have a like they each have a numerani, which means they're one of the 13, but the other clans don't like still don't respect them.
They're JFK. They're new
Yeah,
money.
basically.
They're new money, and no one likes it.
Like they're like,
And the only reason they're able to take power at all is because the Civil War happened.
yep,
So-
so there you go. That works.
So for the troglodytes, their claim to fame, they're going to be called the Get of Sinto. Because Sinto was like clearly someone of great importance.
What if the troglodytes in the area that stayed behind became monks to Sento, and so it's almost like a monk
Sure.
clan?
Yeah.
They still have families, they still have familial congenital,
But they're almost like the Dragon Clan. Like they spend most of their time in monasteries.
monasteries and
what if their job is like their whole clan's job is to protect the numerani?
Yeah.
So even though they're their own clan, they're like a specialty class, like a Doji Iron Warrior. But all they do, like all their purposes, is to protect the numeranis of all the clans.
Yeah.
So they're like just how Shinto was protecting the sword up
Yeah.
in space. Like that's like what they do.
okay,
So they're trusted because you would lend their numeranis, right?
but socially it's a different thing, right?
Yeah.
Like
Maybe
they're like people that are there but not seen. Like they have access to all this stuff, but they're not like able to carry a
Yeah,
crowd.
it makes them like monks, basically.
Yeah, they're like the dragon monks from L5R.
But you can make multiple families. Like I think all of them eventually will have multiple families, right? And so you can have a family
yeah.
that's like protects the numerani, and then you have a family that literally just tends to spreading Sento, and then you could have another one or a part of that family. I was thinking it could be part of the prophecy thing too, where like part of what they protect beyond numerani and other things, or like before this, was they were given some piece of the prophecy. And that's what they carried, spread it, and protected, or monitored.
Or they could be elite guards also for like the emperor because they're so well trusted, you know. And possibly like you're not allowed to carry weapons so close to the emperor, so he would have like powerful monks who protected him.
We can call the mercantile one. We can call them like something of the golden. I was thinking maybe like golden fleece or golden sands or golden mountain.
I like golden sands
Sands.
because of weight, but I also like golden scale. But then it's like two dragons.
Scale golden wing?
Well, I was thinking sand because you use it to measure things, and they're merchants. Same with
Yeah.
scale. You use scales to measure things, but they're also a dragon, so it feels like a tropey kind of the scale.
Let's go with Golden Sands.
I like
go
golden
golden sands.
sands because sands can be used as weight measurements during trade, so it has like a double.
8,
Like maybe
9, 10,
all the
11. We need 2
merchants
more.
use gold powder instead of sand to measure.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe it's just
Gold.
all spice, dude. Like because we introduced spice way back when they
Yeah.
split. So spice is like the major commodity that comes out of Gojira more than like anything else.
Yeah.
Goes into and comes out from.
I'm thinking
And definitely
maybe
not rice.
A
Yeah, we
big
don't-
proto lizard clan, maybe.
Well, I thought that was going to be kind of like the Iron Fang.
Yeah, let's see, Iron Fang. I was thinking something like the Stone Horns or something like that.
Well, I was gonna say is what other pieces? So we have monks. We have what other pieces of social need are left in the society, and then that could help dictate what other clans.
We need a really highborn.
a military.
The Shadowheart seemed to be the everyman because they were the ones that took up the rebellion against the Iron Vice.
We need a lion.
The
Oh, I don't
Black
think I have. I don't think I have Shadowheart in here. Hold on.
We should have 11 right now.
I have a name for it, but it's based
Hold on,
on
hold on.
Japanese
You
history.
tell me the ones you have real quick, and
Shadowheart, Blackwater, Caldera, Iron Fang, Stormborn, Fireborn, Emerald Fang, Prismatic Eye, Komodo's Kiss, Git of Sento, the Golden Sands.
you have Air Dragon.
No, what's the Air Dragon?
That's Stormborn.
There, it's
Isn't it?
is it Stormborn?
Lightning, I thought. Was that one lightning one? that-
The Sisi, whatever in the scene with the rocks, or where they
Yeah, the
Sword
Seretti.
it says, "Oh,
She was
yeah,
a
who
cor-
rides on the wind."
Yeah, right. Who rides the wind? She's a courtier for the Air Dragon clan.
Air Dragon clan. Yep, there you go.
So we need one more now.
So for air, so for them, how
Are,
about we,
are they
how
just
about-
called the Air Dragons?
what if we do the wings for them? So something to do with wings or flight.
The Scintillating Wings?
Scintillating feels a bit more appropriate for the pleasure people.
Yeah.
What about freedom or what are the
The
things
Unbound
for-
Wings.
Unbound?
I like that
Unbound Wings.
wing. And that's 12.
For
That's
13, I
12.
wanna pitch because we don't have a clan that's specifically militaristic. But then I wonder if the clan that Kumo is part of is that.
Yeah, I was
the
going to
militaristic
suggest
one.
that.
Oh yeah, we need Kuma's
Okay,
clan.
I
So the
suggest we-
Lycan, right?
Well, an Imperial clan. I was thinking maybe we call them the Opal.
I had an idea for a name, but it's not based on anything fantasy or dragons. It's actually based on Takeda Shingen from the Oda period of Japan, and it would be the Takedon or Takedon. I don't know. I just had the idea. Takeda Shingen was a general.
That sounds like
who was known
Tachyons.
for his tactical prowess and his ability to command cavalry during the shogunate period.
Well, I mean, whatever we call them, I think it should be like our Imperial families. So, like, an L5R has the Imperial families. That's what this would be. It's like people,
Which would be like the noble clan, yeah, like the high
people,
nobles.
people are that are destined to be on the throne. People that are in positions of power, lords, Daisha.
Now, does this retain from before this period? Like, is this the same familial line, at least pieces of it? Or
Yeah.
does some families stay from pre-Civil War?
I think it should be pieces of the line because they don't really have the power anymore, right? Because he's dividing the power up. But I think that they should still be represented. Because you said Kumo's family, so I think it makes sense. Kumo or Tashal's like direct line would be this
Yeah.
clan, which in L5R was just the
Yeah, we don't have anything called a scale, so how about the opal scales?
Opal scales.
Noble scales.
What I like John. I don't know. Maybe the Tachyon will be a school inside the Opal scales. Like
Oh,
Oh sure,
School.
that
all about military.
like
there.
yeah, like noble warfare, like leading armies, shit like that.
Because I like the Tacticon. Like I like the name.
Do we want to do opal for black scales, or would we like to do something? I mean, what color was Rind? Do we ever decide what color she was?
All colors. She's like Tiamat.
Well, we already have the prismatic eye, so.
I just thought
I mean,
because Opal's white, and that's like I don't know.
so I
Like,
always thought of black opals.
you could do purple for noble color too. That's like a super
You can.
color.
The amethyst scales.
The amethyst scale. That's it sounds kind of close to prismatic though, doesn't it? A little bit. I like it though. It is purple.
Yeah.
The lilac scale.
Lilac sounds kind of soft to me. I don't know why.
Yeah, it is.
I do like it though, especially since the main family for like L5R for the Imperial family is the chrysanthemums.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Lilac.
So do we want to do lilac or amethyst?
I like lilac.
Okay.
It
like
leaves
it,
this
man.
impression that they're soft, and then all of a sudden you get these hard asses and purple scale
soft.
armor coming out.
Soft, flowery and shit, but they have purple armor.
Yeah.
And their scales look purpley in color and shit, the whole line.
Hey, I'm back.
How about like the
Oh hey.
more royal blood you have, like the more purple you are. So the motherfuckers at the top is just this shit. Looking
I was
like
gonna ask this
Thanos.
earlier, but I lost it because I got disconnected from you guys on one of the computers. What I meant on the extra families inside is pre-Kumo, like from the original.
Yeah,
Sure.
Civil Wars and shit.
thing. Are there any of them left? Is all I was.
Yeah, they could totally
Yeah.
be there, right? Like after it fell, maybe those families still have positions of power within this.
Just
within
enough, and they
within
can become
his-
like the Oriole and the other
Yeah.
Imperial family side stuffs.
Yeah, we didn't even discuss minor families. That's a whole other thing. We just named the main.
Yeah.
13.
That's a
These are
whole
just-
nother fucking
it's gonna be
discussion.
more. Each one
Yeah,
of
that's
these
just-
clans, in theory, could have multiple families inside of them.
How
Yeah,
many
and
clans does L5R have?
Well, minor clans in L5R is like another 25 minors, and that's not even counting the families that are within inside each clan, which you could consider a separate clan because they're these.
We
long-
could literally do like 2 episodes on just fucking minor families and minor
We
clans.
could make all this shit. Like it wouldn't take that long either. We just have to list them all. And since we're basing ours off of dragons, and not even dragons, some of this stuff isn't even based off dragons. It's based on like social,
Yeah.
social positions. So
I kind of wonder. So Moto the Shadowheart gets assassinated, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is after Kumo comes back. And I'm kind of wondering if Kumo worked for like directly under Shadowheart. Like
Moto Shadowheart was killed before Kumo ever took power.
yeah, he has the ability to get the dust moving.
But he wasn't in charge. And
Wasn't in
Moto the Shadowheart was clearly not a good person, so everyone was like, "Yay, he's
What-
dead."
When you said he takes power after winning the Civil War, that means he takes power for the whole empire, right?
Yeah, precisely.
What I mean is Moto the Shadowheart could have been running his clan, and he usurped Moto in the clan before then reuniting the empire.
Yeah, we never discussed what clan it's from.
Yeah, Kumo could theoretically be a Shadowheart. We really haven't decided. It
kinda like
just
the-
takes someone deciding.
I think.
I mean, to me, I thought he'd be more
Kumo
lilac,
should
right?
be a Lichen, dude. Since I brought this thing called Lichen that appears later. What if Lichen was one of these clans that was lost to time that Kumo is from, and he brings it back later?
Like a minor, like the Boar clan.
Well,
Yeah, like
we do know that Kumo is an orphan, so
it's true.
But we also know that he was picked up and traveled from a lot of different clan leaders, right? Like because he was seen as some prophecy child that's supposed to save everybody.
yeah, there's a lot of things there to still explore.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I like that.
All right, so we have the names of the clans that got parts. Do we actually want to take the time right now to discuss what those parts end up being?
Yeah, I kind of want to do the parts now so that we have them down somewhere, so we know exactly what they all are.
I have.
Okay.
I think the hilt being 2 kukris would work because then the sword would end up looking something like a barbarian Conan sword, right? Because your hilt would have blades on it.
We gotta remember this sword is huge. It's like 8 feet long and 5 feet wide. So
I kind of envision almost kind of like the sword that Cloud uses in Advent Children, where it's like multiple swords put together.
Yeah, when I see it gets broken, the giant blade becomes a bunch of different.
Yeah. No, what I mean is the hilt, right? Where the cross piece. It's not even the hilt. I'm sorry, the cross piece on the hilt.
Crossguard,
One side is a kukri. The other side is a kukri. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, so the crossguard becomes 2 kukris.
And then, but it would look weird. That's why, because it would look like a Conan kind of sword because it's 2 blades coming out.
One side up, one side down, like the thing that what's her name throws. Like a chakra almost.
A shot.
Instead of it rounded, it's just one side and one side. So when it breaks into 2 kukris, they both have an edge.
If they were both curved up, then it'd look like the Sword of Omens from fucking Thundercats. So
you can curve them up. You can curve one up and one down. So you have one to protect your hand, and the other one was like a slashing weapon on top of the blade to hook somebody with. And those break apart into 2.
The 13 pieces that it got turned into, given that magic was involved, doesn't even necessarily need to come back together to create.
No, it probably would take a ritual to put it back together.
And then you could have.
That would be interesting if each piece was like a separate weapon, so that's like a weapon
butcher hatchet. So imagine a butcher's chopping blade, right? But imagine the butcher's blade is about 2 inches wider and about 6 or 7 inches longer, and then it has a handle that is like thin, but probably like I don't know.
I think what we're trying to say, and I think what Pookie was trying to say, and Steve is because the magic breaks this shit apart. We don't have to say like this shit fits perfectly. We could just say it turns into 2 kukris, turns into a longsword, turns into an axe. Like it just turns into fucking weapons.
I was just saying, I was presenting an idea for a weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine a butcher's chopping blade.
Yeah.
But the blade is larger and a lot longer, and it's got a thin handle on it. So it's a long butcher's chopping blade, probably like not a pole arm, but like almost like a short sword.
It's a giant chopping sword.
It's an axe. That's an axe. You're describing an axe.
No, because the blade goes the whole way down.
Sure, there's axes that do that. They're bearded. They come down over your hand, like your hands.
Yeah, but that's a bearded axe. That's got a edged blade. This would look like a butcher's like straight.
Yeah, that's
so like a tang with a blade on the end.
It's just like a tang with a blade.
But if it has if it chops, it has to have an edge on the outside.
Yeah, it's just a giant.
That's what an axe does. It chops. I'm saying mechanically, it's an axe. So if you want to call it a hand axe, a battle axe, or whatever you want to call it.
And I was just thinking of making up neat shit.
The way you make it look. He's just telling mechanically it work like an axe.
Yeah. Which, hey, if we have anyone who's out there who's a digital artist and they want to, like, I don't know, draw up some badass crazy weapons.
Do we want to flavor them like L5R weapons? Because then what John's saying would be, what's the axe in L5R? It's got a different name. It's not called an axe.
The legendary weapons.
Well, you can make an L5R version of a battle axe, which has its own name. I forget what they call it.
It starts with an F. I remember that much.
Yeah. That's like the no daichi, which is like a
Instead of
great sword.
Instead of a long sword, we call the long sword a katana. Instead of a short sword, we call the short sword a wakizashi. Do you see what I'm saying? And a dagger is a tanto. So kukuris would be two tantos, but they're curved instead of straight. Yep. Instead of like a sword, it's got a curve on the end of it, like a scimitar. Yeah.
I'm just thinking of interesting weapons I've seen from games like Dynasty Warriors and other things.
Oh yeah,
they took a weapon and they high fantasied it.
Yeah,
like
it's like the 7 Deadly Swordsmen from Naruto. Like they have some crazy ass fucking weapons.
Yeah.
It's like if it's in D&D, it would just be a conversion into whatever the weapon most like it would be. It's just
like a mace for that.
It's just flavor.
Is figuring out the names. Essentially, we just are coming up with 13 weapons and then some descriptions.
So do you want to just put a pin in that?
And then the bow staff or the staff, I just called the spine of Alatoon. So
we have a staff. John suggested the two daggers, the two kukuris. So that's two.
Kukuris could be
a pair together.
The claws of Alatoon or the fangs of Alatoon, something like that.
So who gets the staff?
I think it should go to the Flameborn. I like the Flameborn having it.
The Fireborn do?
Yeah.
Do we want to go through the breakdown of all the weapons too, and where they go and all that now, or do you want to develop it out more through the rest of the cards, and we can just plop into it, and then as we do it?
So you're saying just name what the weapons are now, like what weapons they are, and then pop them in later to whoever clan gets them or whatever.
Oh, that we could go in with ideas, like as someone comes up with an idea for a name of one, be like, oh yeah, and
all it is I'm nervous that the audience, I don't know if they're it's good material for live.
I mean,
that's my only thing. But it probably is. I'm just
Are you not entertained?
Like fight over him. Remember, John, you said at the end of the thing, it's just like a giant brawl and shit for the pieces of the sword in the room. Remember, your character was like, "Let's take his piece and get the fuck out of here." Because the girls started fighting for him. So people already have them right now. Whether we decide to name them all now or not doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We should see what kind of weapons they are so that we know where we're going to put them later or discuss them later.
Okay.
But we have a staff. We have your two daggers. That's 2. So we have 11 more, right? So you guys want to have... I like the idea of the weird axe. I'm thinking maybe it could be made from the hilt. So like, I think it should be like a hand axe, like a smaller axe, but one that covers, like John was saying, like over the front of the hand, almost like a butcher's mallet or a butcher's. I don't know what do you call it, dude? People call it not a butcher knife, cleaver, like a butcher's cleaver.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing. Is a really, 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 really long, big cleaver.
Which I guess you consider an axe or a short sword, but you don't really pierce with it, so it's just a slash.
So we're definitely thinking daggers, an odd axe, a short sword, a long sword, a two-handed sword, and the staff, which leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need to come up with 7 more.
Yeah, I had a pitch for like I imagined there was. I always saw it as like spines, like through the blade, like spines, and those spines could be darts or shurikens. So it's like a set of like magical shurikens or darts.
Shurikens, I like shurikens. All right, so you have hand axe, kukuris, staff, short sword, long sword, shurikens.
Gotta have great swords too, right? So there's got to be some big ass fucking.
Yeah, two-handed sword.
Yeah, I just realized how much the thing I was imagining kind of looks like the sword from Bleach.
There's no original ideas. Everything is.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about like nunchucks or something?
Nunchucks.
A pair of nunchucks.
Nunchaku, got you.
Nunchucks.
A pole arm of any sort? No.
Oh yeah.
A pole arm.
Yeah. A spear.
Yeah, like a glaive,
spear,
but with the
glaive.
Spear's classic though. Spear is like real
booster army.
Definitely a spear. We could do a glaive of some sort too, or
and also what's the hell is that damn thing with the Naginama? Naginata.
Two-handed sword.
Naginata, thank you.
It's the two-handed sword, man.
With a Nodachi.
No, that's a Nodaichi. Is a great sword.
The Naginata is a pole arm.
It's a pole arm with a weight at the back end.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, the pole arm.
Oh, let's do the scorpion weapon, dude. Let's do the spear tip with the fucking weight on the end of it. With the
Kasuragama?
Kasuragama. Yeah. Yes.
So the spear is going to be the Kasuragama?
Yeah, let's do that as a spear. So it's not a traditional spear. It's still a spear, but it's a spear with a chain.
No, I think we should have the spear and the Kasuragama.
How many is that?
All right, so I have hand axe, kukris, staff, short sword, long sword, shurikens, great sword, nunchucks, glaive, spear, naginata, kirsagami, and then we need one more.
Only one more. Something for hand-to-hand combat.
What if the last one
Brass
is?
knuckles.
I was gonna say, what about wraps? What if
Wraps.
it's leather wraps that you put around your hands?
What or
Oh.
what? Can monks in the system use like pointed, like kind of like the assassin claws and
Yeah,
Standard rules where they have these like spikes they put in between their fists,
Yeah.
punch people with.
What if it was wraps and the wraps had 3 stones or a stone that goes in between each knuckle?
Knuckles?
Yeah, in between each knuckle, but it's a wrap. So it's this item because the wrap and the stone, it's all magical. It's all part of the Alatun.
Yeah, so it's basically like the leather that was wrapped around the hilt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's stones, like and maybe the stones are like different bones, or that's what they're represented as, and they go in each knuckle, and so then
Makes your punch a whole lot worse.
What if each of the stones is like a different stone? Like there's an emerald, a ruby, a sapphire. So it's almost like Mandarin's 10 rings too, but on the wrap. So when you're punching somebody, you're punching with like precious stones.
Yeah. Oh,
their fucking face.
Sounds terrible. Suck on this emerald, bitch.
And precious stones are hard as fuck.
Fuck. Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
They develop a monk school that's like Monk of the 10 Stones and shit.
Do we want? Okay, hold on. Do we want to do the glaive and the spear and the naginata or not? And the kursagami.
The glaive and the naginata is a polearm. They're the same exact.
Okay, so then so I'm deleting that one then. So now we need one more.
What about something that's not a weapon? Something that's a weapon, like in a MacGyver way. It's a weapon in the hands of the right person, a knowledge thing or some item that provides an ability that comes in very handy.
What about like a mirror? Like a mirror.
You say a war fan. That's not
a war fan.
What if it's like a saw blade, or is that too crazy? Like, what if there's a serrated edge to the sword, and that's what that part is? So it looks
on the backside of it.
Yeah, it looks like a saw, but it's really like a fucking it's a I don't know what you even use this. It's like a thing. It's like a whip. Maybe it's like a whip where you can like whip it out and extends and comes back or something.
Oh, like the things that they had in India. They actually had a whip sword.
Yeah, but
like the cold up thing where you whip out and like slash.
Like a fan on the end of it. It could sit at the base on the side of the handguard, on the sword blade itself, on the backside, up as it looks like a saw type thing.
It kind of makes it like a war fan too, right? Because a saw can extend. If we make it extend, it's like a war fan.
I actually like the idea of it being a whip. Like I'm just writing down base ideas because we're gonna go through as we're working on the rest of this and actually come up with catchy names for everything.
I had a pitch on
the flame tongue.
I had a pitch on the naginata glaive spear thing. What if that's one weapon that you can change between the 3 modes?
Oh, that's dope. A spear that can change.
Right. So one piercing, like one's blunt and one's like a slash, and you can change as you're fighting with it. So it's like a tri-spear almost. It can change.
So naginata, the kursagami, that whole thing, right?
Yeah, it's like one weapon, but it can change to different modalities.
Well, then we need some more weapons then.
Then we would have to come up with more weapons.
There's just an idea because you said the guy.
Now that you see that we have Warfan, and then what does Warfan do? Warfan can be a like highly social thing that also is.
If it was in D&D, a Warfan would be like a buckler too. It would give you an ace.
It's also perfect for like a courtier.
And then whip. Yeah, exactly. That's so we can like really. There's enough space there.
So Warfan, the whip, like just a whip.
I like the whip. You were saying the whip turns into a sword or turns into a whip?
Like, a whip sword. There's actually like in India, like they have all these really crazy weapons in like India, and like they're like the people who made the guitar, like the punching daggers. But they also I saw it on like Deadliest Warrior. It's literally like a coiled up sword that you throw it, like you swing it, and it whips out and cuts people.
It's in that movie Brotherhood of the Wolf too. The dude uses one at the end of the movie, and like
whip sword.
Whips, and then when he goes out with it, turns solid again, and the pieces. Yeah. It's a real weapon.
Yeah, it's fucking scary. All right, so
I thought you meant another weapon that exists, which is literally a whip with a sword tied to the end of it. It's not a sword; it's like a short blade.
They have those in 3.5. It's a dagger whip.
Oh, hey,
it's called dagger whip, right?
Yeah. Hey, how about a punching dagger?
Yeah, I was thinking punching dagger earlier too. Like maybe the hilt pommel could have been turned into like a
punching dagger. They're called a guitar, isn't it? Yeah, guitar, punching dagger. All right. So now we have hand axe, kukris, staff, short sword, long sword, shurikens, great sword, nunchuck, spear combo, leather wraps, war fan, whip sword, and guitar.
13.
13. There
You
you
have the
go.
staff on there?
I do.
Staff's on there.
Staff is on there.
And I was thinking with the staff, with it being the center thing, not to like describe it later, that could have command or presence. Like since you already have the other polearm weapon, this one is more of a majesty.
Like a scepter almost.
Like specialty that it does, or something that it gives you.
Yeah, it could also be something like the One Ring almost.
Whenever I see the staff, dude, I see like this long piece of almost like rebar.
Vertebrae.
Like it doesn't look.
Yeah, it looks like a rebar in my head too,
like
almost.
rebar, like a big thick piece of rebar with like these little rings on the end for balance, like on both sides of it. So it kind of like when you move with it, you can hear it and shit. Kind of like monks used to have in ancient Japan. When they would walk, you would hear rings because the staff would hit the little rings would ding. That's why I see like just a big ass piece of metal, dude. And it doesn't even look like a weapon.
It doesn't have a great design to it.
Yeah,
it has notches, almost like a spine, but not really because they're not big enough.
And all you know is like you get hit with it, it's gonna hurt really fucking bad.
Yeah, it's super thick, super dense for how small it looks.
Like if we were gonna give it a power, I know all Numerani are indestructible, but that particular Numerani I would actually make indestructible. Period.
Actually, you could make it the Iron Pole from DB.
Yeah.
Or you could do it. Or you could do it like Naruto, where like all of a sudden that thing can get like huge and like smack people.
It's the Iron Pole. It's from the Monkey King.
We could also make it
ancient myth.
Sun Wukong.
Make it like Thor.
Exactly. He's like the one, and then DB they have it. Gohan has one, and then in
make it like Thor's hammer, so it's like an immovable rod. Like if you put it on somebody, like they can't lift it, like they can't move it. So if you put it up against something to hold something, it holds it permanently, like immovable, like an immovable
shell
rod.
pass, literally.
Yeah, none shell pass like
because it's the spine, right? So it's the strongest part of the sword. Technically, it has to be the strongest part of the sword.
That's why I was saying it could be like the One Ring if you wanted to fuck with it too. Like it's the center of all the swords. It could call all the weapons back to one piece.
The shurikens, you can make them all returning. That's like the special ability they have, so they always return when you throw them.
Yeah, and maybe you could command them to like become poisoned or something like that.
Maybe the punching dagger ignores AC bonus, like it just straight up because all it's used for is to pierce something. So
it's the great penetrator.
Like the kukris are speed, like there's kukris of speed basically, so you get an extra attack per round when you use them together. Shit like that.
We can really start going through that as we get down to
because they're all artifacts basically.
Numerani, artifacts.
All right, just that's a lot of shit to put on that card. So just write. We've figured out the clans and what the weapons, at least as their base.
Weapons and clans identified.
What's that? We're not going to go through a whole nother round, so John doesn't have to come up with his focus.
Are you trying to cut the broadcast already?
No.
So you guys still each have a turn this round, though. That was just my turn.
Shit.
Wait, what's the focus?
You have to pick focus, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying that was.
I picked a legacy.
Yeah. I know. That's why I was saying. Oh, we're not. I don't have to pick a focus because we're not.
You have to pick a focus.
Yeah.
By the way, who's been drawing the extra lines on the map? Like I noticed, like there's more lines on than there was.
That's so Joey.
That's the wall that I want.
I noticed it first on Tashal gives the 13 Numerani. There's some blue dots all over the card.
Yeah.
I was just like,
hey man, I clicked on the wrong stuff before too. I think the only way to fix it is to highlight it and delete it. But then I think if you do that, you'll delete the card and the text.
Yeah, don't fucking do that.
Because Roll20 is fun like that.
Stupid. But free.
Yep, but free. That is
free.
Can't complain too much, right?
That's right. I ain't got love.
Some of y'all killed dead air while I'm thinking.
Sorry. Oh yeah, that's right. Is there?
Okay.
So.
Oh, I thought you'd have had a focus ready. I'm sorry.
No, I was getting in on the weapon thing going.
You're
I had
good.
something before, but I can't remember what it was even.
So Pookie, are there any bands that you regret ever listening to, like that you're ashamed that you used to listen to them?
Creed.
None. You don't like any Creed songs at all?
No, that's a problem. I love them, but I'm ashamed.
It's like Nickelback. You're like, I don't want to talk about it.
I can't.
I love. I do. I love Creed. I can't even like smack on that shit.
Who's another?
If
one?
like Creed and Nickelback had a concert, dude, I'm fucking there.
Nickelback, I think they get a lot of hate personally.
Dude, they get hate because they're popular.
Yeah, they're also good. They are
Yeah.
good, believe it or not.
Yeah, they're like the number one selling non-American act since 2000.
Rascal Flatts, but I still love like God Bless the Broken Road, but like Rascal Flatts. It's kind of
Wow.
I tried Rascal Flatts and I heard their rendition of Life is a Highway and it hurt my soul. Like I was just like, oh.
There's not a lot of editions of that that are great.
I don't really hate on a lot of music. I like a lot of different music.
So I got it in the pipe when y'all are ready.
What you got?
Okay, so this is what my focus is going to be. My focus is going to be on the events during the splitting of the Horde that directly led to the Civil War. So otherwise, like the focus I want is anything.
Why did the Civil War happen?
Yeah, like if like the U.S. Civil War. Give me 8 reasons of things that led to the Civil War. And so anything that in the rise up. So like
Definitely
this is
not
where
slavery.
the famine, right? And
Okay. The focus is why did the Civil War happen? That's a good focus. It's good. Do you know what time period, event, or event scene, or just one individual you're going to add?
I'm just now realizing that's the other thing I got to do. You guys keep talking about your shitty music. I'll be right back.
All right, Steve.
Robin Black too.
Huh?
Robin Black. Is that her name? Friday.
Oh, Rebecca Black. Yeah.
That's her name, dude.
Yeah. All right, Steve. Give me a band that you're.
I regret nothing.
I regret nothing.
I regret nothing.
Fun.
No, I'm sure that for a lot of more mainstream people, I'd probably catch flack for the weird ass music I listen to, but I don't regret it. I like Irish folk, Irish rebel, traditional German polka. My musical tastes are weird as fuck and all over the place.
Everybody likes Dropkick Murphys though.
Yeah. I should be embarrassed, I guess, musically speaking, that I am a big new metal fan, like the metal that came out with Korn and all that shit from like the late 90s, early 2000s. But I still will jam out to like Limp Bizkit. I don't give a fuck.
Korn fucking rocks, dude.
Yeah.
He says.
I love fucking, yeah.
I mean, that's the music that we kind of grew up with, though.
I know, but everyone's like,
Pookie, are you still married to the idea of Kumo father Alcatos?
No, that was just a suggestion.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of an event during the rise of the Gojira Empire where Kumo's father, after having visited the seer and all this other, steps down from the head of his clan.
Are you going to tell us what clan that is?
yes, you are, you lazy fucker. You're going to do that.
Yes, I will.
I mean, we just spent like 40 minutes mentioning like 50 clans.
Oh no, it's a minor clan you've never heard of.
Oh, that's fine. He stepped down from leadership of the Iron Toes.
It's gonna be one of the clans that later become a minor clan inside the Imperial clan, but isn't the clan that Kumo is in during his rule.
Okay, so Kumo adopts a different clan. Yeah, Kumo adopts a different clan.
Kumo adopts a different clan and starts a different clan line, but this clan line actually still exists.
Okay.
So like Kumo still has relatives technically, but they're like cousins and second cousins. His father steps down from the family, moves away after receiving the prophecy so that he can try to distance himself from his son destroying things. Not understanding that what he just did was by stepping down is one of the events that will lead to the Civil War because of a power vacuum created by it.
So it's one of the bigger families.
Yeah, it's like an imperial level family, and so then that causes like infighting that spreads.
Yeah,
and
so they join the Lilac Scales, but they're just a family in the Lilac Scales.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah,
right now though they're stepping away from, or the family's not stepping away. The family's probably going to get murked out or whatever eventually, but he's the family head. I'm not sure where he goes. All I have is he steps away.
You should name him too. Say his name. Yes. John's like, I can't handle this pressure.
How am
I gotta
gonna
name a
get
clan and a person.
name as cool at yeah, to text.
got it.
That's what I wanted you
Call him
to
Matsu.
text.
Matsu.
Matsu's a good name.
Matsu.
Matsu.
Matsu's a badass name.
What is that from?
It's a lion. It's a lion family.
Matsu.
It's yeah. The Matsu berserkers are actually the female berserkers who are like super badass.
And now they're connected to each other. So I don't even know how that works. I need your help on this one, Steve.
What? What'd you do? Where you at?
What'd
you do?
What did you do?
What did
There
you
we go.
do?
He broke it in it.
No, I was trying to get another card, and it was giving me so much crud. There we go.
Oh yeah. Make sure you like leave blank card of the events.
See, it did the text again. Dirty, dirty. Oh, a second one showed up. I thought I was having a stroke.
I did that too. Sorry. I'm like, nope, we're gonna have spares.
So I thought they did sectional walls, not huge interconnected over the entire empire walls.
Yeah, they do like big walls over and walls, and the third wall around each city. So it's like three layers of walls. I mean, you can make them different if you want to, but
actually, sorry guys, I'm gonna go ahead and move this to the next
Titan, which is what they do on Attack on Titan.
I'm gonna move this event to the very beginning of what we have so far.
For the splitting of the horde?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
It feels like that gives us more room to put stuff in that first little section. And it also feels like the real history kind of starts at the splitting of the horde, right?
Okay.
Everything else is like so far in that category is preset, like stuff that sets up stuff for later.
Like Attack on Titan's like this, Steve. It's like one inner wall and then an outer wall, and then there's a wall beyond that sections off into a bunch of smaller walls. And each one of these walls is like a different like village or community and shit.
Wouldn't most of the walls be focused more towards the north, given that that's where the things are coming from?
However you want to do it. I just drew out some walls because I was bored during the break.
Oh, that's cool. I was
like,
just curious.
I'm just
like,
fucking doodling,
I got to thinking about it. The creatures are coming from the north, so I
Yeah,
had to figure
by the time we hit the fall of the Gojira Empire, they would be all, I'm assuming the monolithics will be all inside this country everywhere.
Yeah.
Attacking everything. So, but maybe during each period they build a little bit more of the wall up towards the north, and they realize they're getting attacked from the south or the west or wherever too.
The new ruling clan in the future is going to be the Opal?
The lilac scales.
Lilac. Okay. Ibis are red, aren't they?
I'm white, actually.
What's the red one?
poppies are red.
No, bird.
Oh, no,
Bird
hold on.
wolf?
No, you're right. Red ibis. Ibises are red. Sorry. I misunderstood what you're talking. I was thinking of a plant, and I completely fucked that up.
The clan. And the clan probably no longer exists, or is a minor in the future, or it is now part in the future of the Imperial clan. I guess we'll all find out one day.
Yep.
Now, this is the event itself, not what the event brings about. I'll make it a light event, because at the time, the person thinks he's making a great and noble sacrifice, and so do the people in his inner court that are then killed shortly afterwards by relatives that vie for power. That then leads to the... What I imagine these are like the first cracks in the imperial system, like where the actual ruling system is now failing to even service itself. So,
You mean meritocracy from the Horde?
What?
You mean the meritocracy from the Horde?
Yeah, sorry, that's what I mean. The leading class, whatever methodology that is, the leading class. So, like during the splitting of the Horde, like
so essentially Gojira. Sorry for cutting you off. What I'm kind of taking away from it, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but maybe Gojira kind of took influences from the Horde itself. And then the more structured living style that the troglodytes started making. Because remember, the troglodytes actually built cities, built protections and fortifications.
Yeah.
So Gojira is kind of like a melding of the two concepts.
Yeah, influences from being in the same nation state for so long. Did they end up like eventually they independently governed, right? Or did this come out of literally the Horde? I mean, the Horde had to have some bureaucracy of
You can
some
also
sort.
you can also look at like the Gojirans are the proto lizard folk, right? That's where they mostly come from.
Yes.
So maybe the protos are kind of like in between the Trogs, like you were saying, Steve. The Trogs are way more; they build walls and cities, and the Primals are way more nomadic, right?
Yeah.
So the protos kind of just naturally fit into the center. So they don't necessarily draw things from both of them, but they kind of represent the best qualities of both those other races.
Yeah. They take the essentially, at least in their mindset, they take the best traits of both styles.
But they kind of always did that too, because even when we first started, remember they had cities there next to that river of acid that they made these reflective cities. So they were already kind of doing stuff like that way back when, and then became more like the Horde for a long time, and now have become more like the Trogs again, building cities and shit.
Yeah.
So they've always kind of been, if you think about it, in between the two, which is interesting because it just ended up like that anyway with what we did.
Yeah. It's just I was trying to kind of catch the thought process behind it.
Well, no, that's a good catch because I was thinking in an imperial sense, like that because I keep thinking that maybe at the end of said Horde or when, as the Horde is splitting, the Horde doesn't just split from 0 to 100, right? It's the same kind of thing as a Roman
Starts
Empire.
fragmenting.
It probably happened over hundreds of years, I'm assuming, right?
So what I mean to say with that would be something along the lines of like this is the first crack in that bureaucratical system or the logistical system ran by the people that everybody trusts to have their safety and protection and making the gears of society work. That broke, and when it broke at a level that people understood, it had cracked.
Like that was like the beginning of the end.
Yeah, like faith is shaken in the populace, or like because of this and the events that happened in the short periods after.
Makes sense to me.
Plus
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, Corin.
You just kill time. I got no problems.
Yeah, go ahead, start killing time.
So, how do you feel about the imperial families all being named after? Well, I don't know. Was that a flower or a bird that you just?
It's a
picked?
bird.
That's a bird.
Yeah, they're all, you had to immediately break the format. Damn.
I was thinking, well, wait, what are they all named after? Because I wanted to know.
The core family is named after a flower. I was just figuring we'd go flowers.
So, quick question. Purple is a sign of royalty.
Yes,
generally is.
Yeah.
And I was trying to think of a purple, but then the ibis, the scarlet ibis, came into my head. But I couldn't figure out a purple one. I wanted a purple bird. But a purple flower.
There is a purple bird now that I think about it.
Yeah, now like
violet iris. Yeah, I know. I went to go think it. I was like,
there is, dude. I mean, what color were dodos? They're not pink, are they? Were dodos?
I don't remember what color dodos were.
Bird is a dead bird. And actually, yeah, you might be right because I'm starting to think of pictures. No, there's purple-ish,
Purple
right?
Martin, the purple
Martin,
Solinol, the purple finch, the violet-backed starling.
Okay, he's out there.
He actually Googled that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the resource of resources in front of you.
Okay, you're at the fingertips. Then is there a purple iris, the flower? Because that's one letter change.
A purple flower?
Yeah, iris. Is there a purple iris?
Yes.
Is it pretty?
I'm sure it is.
Does it look noble?
See, when you said the ibis,
we already have
ibis
a
is red.
flower.
I was really thinking you should call them the rose, but that might be too.
The rose, the poppy is red. I was just gonna go with flower.
The poppy. That fits the area.
The poppy's interesting too. Maybe they're drug merchants, like straight
well,
up.
That's what I keep thinking you mean by spice. Every time you say spice,
I mean, you can infer whatever you want.
It's spice.
I meant actual spice, but spice could be a term that just means trade good. So spice could mean drugs. It could mean everything we want.
It could mean anything.
They just call it spice.
I just keep thinking he's the bad guy from Dune.
Plus, Dune talks about spice, and I love Dune so fucking much. So
I know they're talking about the movie too right now. Like they're working.
Yeah, but spice and Dune is like galactic rocket fuel. That's what it is. But you know,
it's also like worm poo, isn't it?
Well, that's what it is. The worms make rocket fuel, so they want that plant because it has a bunch of fuel on it, so they can sell it to other planets and shit.
Anybody ever snort it?
So if you think about it, George Lucas ripped off Phantom Menace directly from Dune 2 because Dune's plot is all about a commodity that they're trying to steal from another world. So it's about trade. So technically speaking, it's where he got the idea for Phantom Menace. George Lucas is a fucking hack.
Akira Kurosawa? What? Something about Hidden Foresters?
Exactly.
Something like that. Which technically Hidden Foresters is copied from another, film.
So, are you sticking with Ibis, or are you changing something there? I'm just.
You should go with Poppy, dude. I like that.
Well, I wanted it to be purple. I just couldn't figure that. So I might just go with a purple iris because then it stays with the flower theme.
But we already have a purple flower. Or are we going to name them
not
out?
at this point in time. We don't.
Yeah, the lilac becomes
We
the
have the
lilac.
lilacs.
That's true. Maybe they.
Well, he's saying they're going to be purple flowers.
Maybe everybody in the line is a different purple flower.
I was figuring we could go with different colors in the flowers for. I mean, it's just a thought.
What if some of them are red and some of them are blue and some of them are purple? All different families, like are a different type of flower that's red, blue, or purple, and that could denote like how the level or like how much their blood is close to.
Well, this is the thing. This would have. Oh, okay. So yeah, since it's not the ruling
mean?
family, but it's from the ruling.
It's from the ruling family, yeah. So maybe like the lilac's in charge because blue and red blood like they mixed sometime during the line, and that made the lilac.
I can keep it with ibis then, and it'll just stay nice and red. And
yeah, it doesn't have to be a color. Maybe it's just the color as opposed to the flower because lilac is a color too.
So my event is also during the splitting of the Horde. We have the Blackwater clan. They begin a trade war with the Golden Sands because of the pirates, and that like there's some heated battles and a lot of intrigue going on as they basically try to one up each other, and they start a massive trade war, thus sowing the seeds of discontent.
Okay.
What I got. It's nice that we have all the clans named because I'm like, who can fuck with who on this?
Yeah, right.
I'm trying to figure out who Silly Gnome is. I know who.
Pookie.
So, you were talking, Corinth, about getting upset with players that had this expectation to slot you in.
Yeah.
And I think that was in response to the responsibilities of the DM.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the conversation I was trying to reference, Steve. There was something else we were talking about when we were talking about that. But what we were talking about with responsibility earlier today is a conversation we've had a couple times, which is like, so like a DM's responsibilities in my mind are things along the beyond the primary ones are protecting your players, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
me and you've talked about that in the past.
Yeah, and but other things too could be things like that's a conversation me and Steve were having. But I was thinking with the things that the DM are responsible for. Man,
I think it's important. I think it's important to find out what your players are looking.
Yeah, what they want. What are they interested in playing?
Some people just want to be murder hobo combat monsters. Some people want intrigue.
Yeah.
So if you have a lot of people who want different things, you need to figure out how. I try to at least get something in each session that appeals to one of my players. Like each one has like their own little spotlight, their own little thing, something that makes them feel like, hey, the light's on me, And I think that's a big thing to do.
And also like having the conversation before a game about what things might be coming up that are good or bad or can be dealt with well or not, or like the philosophical things. Like me and Steve were talking about the L5R game that was run out that way, and how like philosophical questions were presented that people were not there to answer and had invested a lot of time and thought into their characters. And then it, causes them to question their own personal philosophies.
Yeah, I also
don't want that. Some people do. I like that.
It's kind of like if you're going to play an evil campaign, you need to understand like certain things need to be off scene. Like you could do terrible things off scene because you don't want to like bother players who may have had some terrible experiences seeing things,
or they don't feel that it's necessary, or won't feel enjoyment out of it. Plus, at some point in time,
Steve, can you move that up? Can you move that up in between the Iron Fang Riders and Shadow Hearts go to war over the southern grasslands of Jera?
Oh,
Between
Kumo's
the
father creates the Sky
and
Shadow
what?
clan.
After he steps down,
Oh, someone just moved everything.
I didn't touch something.
I heard him.
touch it. There you go.
I was
Yep.
literally in the middle of doing it, but okay.
Oh, I just heard him right away, and I was right there, and I'm broadcasting like right at that spot. So
Wow.
Hey,
So
it works. It works.
Kumo's father's and the reason for the Sky Shadow clan. That's interesting. That is interesting.
Yeah, and he's a whisperer.
And he's a whisperer. That's who were you the one? You were the one who came up with the whispers, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have just absolutely fucked this campaign world up over. Great, good stuff. Not gonna. It's like
all because I wanted the Slad to be like the Sith, dude.
Yeah,
and they have
And-
existed.
and they just keep going on. They just keep causing problems. Now they're technically probably indirectly responsible for the entire Civil War and all sorts
So-
of shit.
well, also I was thinking though there'd be a lot of different events that
Mhm.
like led to the break.
Oh
But
yeah.
when he joins the Whispers and creates the Shadow Clan, is that with an intent away from his child becoming the destroyer of all things?
Yeah. Like I see it like he's trying to supersede the prophecy.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
So it's a bad event, but maybe he's trying to use the dark magic to because remember during this time no one's supposed to use magic. So he's one of the first people, if not the first thing we have on here that actually starts using magic.
I was going to actually ask, is Kumo born yet? Because his parents abandoned him in the Civil
'Cause
War
we-
period.
So
I don't know. He might be. He might not be. I don't. I'm just
maybe he's born at the end of this time of this period, or maybe he
Split
was
up
born at
war.
the beginning of the Civil War period. We haven't fully established that. So, Steve, are you working on it right now?
I am.
Okay.
So
But I think that's like my number one pet peeve with players is players will sometimes, and I see even veteran players do this, where like they are so hard set on a concept that they can't bend at all to bring other people in. Like it works better when you can get other people involved, and you can even do it with Vampire. Like, you don't have to like the other character. Like characters don't have to like each other in Vampire, but you need to figure out a reason why they're working together. And I mean, like the Sabbat campaigns are easy. We're all just freaking vernacular to each other. Hey, we have a high vernacular to each other. I don't even like you at all, but I'm blood controlled by you. Basically, we're tied
that's
by
the hard
blood.
part. The DM does have that a part of that responsibility, right?
Yes.
To help draw those lines. But
Okay.
I like as a player, like I said this before too. Like the first few sessions, I like to be a group player before I start slipping into my own, because that way I can make sure the group has cohesion.
Yeah.
And when I start doing my own thing, the group itself doesn't start splitting and falling into pieces.
I think you also see, unfortunately, veteran players kind of always put on the back burner. Like, I know generally I go, I'll see what everyone else plays, and then I'll figure something else to play.
That's usually a problem.
Yeah.
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 Because I'm trying to figure out something that's going to gel everyone together.
Yeah, trying to fit
or-
into the forfeit groups too. Like if no one's playing a cleric, then it's gonna be up to the veteran player to probably play a
Yeah.
cleric.
And
Yes,
in
maybe.
general, your veteran players play a lot of fucking cleric because everyone's like,
Yep.
it's hard to find players who like understand that, like, in my personal opinion, the reason the cleric is literally the best class in the game is you basically always have control of the party. Because if you're in a dungeon and you're like, I want to go that way, and they're like, well, we don't want to go that way. Like, well, I'm the healer. I'm going that way. You guys can survive on your own. Have a good time. So people are going, yeah. I mean, like, what are you going to do? Kill the cleric? No. You're like,
Well,
fuck.
if it's
It
fifth
depends.
edition, you don't have to worry about it as much.
The fifth edition is true.
At the very beginning of the splitting of the
No,
horde,
I'll just remind the cleric he doesn't have dark vision. Leave him in the room. Walk out of the dungeon. Take the torches with me.
All right, Steve, go ahead.
at the very beginning of the splitting of the horde, whisper agents spread across Gojira, planting seeds of distrust between the clans to ensure the horde stays destabilized.
Oh. Hmm. Is that everyone?
Nope. Now we're back on our lens, who gets to finish us off.
Oh, I love when he finishes us off. Hey, we've been pretty good tonight. We've kept it mostly PG.
This is the second thing before the legacy, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, and we have the cropped famine that we know there. Ooh, I know one I can bring back.
But yeah,
Okay,
that's
what all race species do we have on the plane, or on the plane, in Gojira? Besides the lizard folk, and
we have Lachey, Trents, we have the Trogs, we have the Primals, we have the Protos.
I'm sorry, I wasn't done. I meant that aren't citizens of Gojira. Like,
Whoever-
You mean like
species
all
aren't
the other
clan
races?
stuffs?
Yeah,
Are they all there? Are they all present in Gojira?
I think you put them there.
Well, I just mean like, I was going to create a plague that killed all, or a large portion of the people who have no dragon blood whatsoever in them on the continent. As in anybody who's not a lizard folk or a dragon folk or anyone who wasn't built through the god touch of the either
The
a
only
chroma.
ones that are god touched by chroma are the pure lizard folk, the protos and the primals.
Yeah.
Even the trogs, in their mindset, especially after the event in the beginning, don't feel like they're touched.
Did anybody make those folk? I thought, did we not make? Oh, we don't make them through avatars in the way we play, so they weren't made by a chroma and then made a country. They
No,
were
but
just made.
the Protos were blessed by Chroma directly. And what's his name? What was his name? Steve? I can't remember his name now. The one that was at first, Amorka. Amorka actually made his own version of half dragons way back when. So those in particular would probably be immune to whatever plague you're coming up with. They probably
But
have
your
the best
plague
chance
would
of
wipe
survival.
out like most of the lizard folk, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
Well, I mean, it could be interesting. Maybe.
It's going to another desolate town.
Well, hold on. How about instead of killing all of them off, why doesn't it kill off the firstborn sons?
There you go. I was going to suggest it like that.
We already talked about that being a thing happening.
Yeah, being a thing that happened.
Oh, it
affects. Yeah, it affects their fertility. It affects their fertility, right? So I like this idea.
All the firstborns begin dying, and Kumo doesn't whenever he does get born.
John, I have a pitch for you, John. What if it's a set of 13 different plagues that happen? So, like the 7 plagues of Egypt, but there's 13 plagues that affect Gojira during this time, which lead to the Civil War. So we can say the first one that you're doing right now is firstborn. And then we have to challenge ourselves to cope with 12 other plagues.
Well, we can say that some
spread
of the
throughout the prophecy.
Like this first event here. We don't have to do that right now.
I know.
God, no, we don't do it right now.
But check this
Yours
out.
could be the first.
No, it doesn't have to be the first. It can be like the third. The first can be whisper agents planting seeds of distrust. The first plague is the plague of distrust.
You don't have to give it a number, but it's the first one that we're at. Or is it okay? So it's not the first one we're putting on the board. It's the first one you're going to call one of these prophetic plagues, then, right? Does that make more sense? It's the first one you're going to name, basically.
So it kills
the plague of the firstborn.
Plague of the firstborn.
Yeah, plague of the firstborn.
And then theoretically, you could look at it and say that the crops going is a plague.
The famine.
Yeah, you could say because this is supposed to be for the entire prophecy, right? You could say the monoliths rising are a plague.
What's part of the prophecy?
It's a plague of destruction.
A plague of destruction, like the end. When
the
he
Whispers
sends
agents could be the plague of distrust.
The prophecy, they think the prophecy is talking about the end of the horde, but the prophecy is talking about the end of all of them. Like the end of Gojira, the horde, and the remnants of all of that.
Like maybe the prophecy of like Kumo getting exiled from T'Challa is like the prophecy of like the betrayer or something like that. It's all part that leads towards the end with the monoliths coming. So all of it that we even come with now, like you're saying, we can make something that's in there already.
Instead of calling it plagues, call it the 13 dark events or the 13 dark
curses.
Moments. The 13 curses.
13
well,
curses.
We ever use, what if it's like something, you know how we use like rend and like cuts what if it has to do with something like stabbing or slashing or attacking, like a term that means that you use to kill somebody with or to take life with.
Do we have
like
anything named after slices?
The 13 Deaths of Gojira.
Ooh, the 13 Deaths, dude. I love
that's
that.
badass.
That's fantastic. That's perfect.
That
It's
is
absolutely
A1
perfect.
Fucking
That's
so good.
that is
I was
such
the
like
same way. I was
the
like,
title of a
Death
70s
by-
kung fu movie.
yeah.
The 13
Yeah.
Deaths of Gojira.
Yeah,
The
it
so-
does. It
totally,
does.
dude.
Deaths of
I was
Gojira.
thinking
So
that was Death by 1,000 Cuts, and then
the
in my
death
head,
of
when you said
trust,
that, that's perfect.
the death of famine, the death of fucking war.
Yeah, I like the 13 Deaths. It's good.
That's badass.
That's
It
fucking
also
great.
means that throughout time, when bad shit happens, people might start calling random shit a death, but then it doesn't
death.
actually play out to be as bad as the ones that actually are real deaths.
What
Yeah.
a horrible death! Oh my god, who died? No, I'm just the day's shit.
Actually,
this
you know
is-
what? That could be a colloquialism.
So it's the death of the firstborn. Is that what this is? The death of the
Yeah.
firstborn.
Yeah.
Yes, but I
The
didn't put
first
it down,
death.
did I? Oh, did I?
Did I?
Already? I haven't put it. I didn't put it.
Dude,
anywhere.
and that's such
I'm
and dude,
sorry.
that's such like a Japanese thing too, because like almost all Japanese horror has to deal with death or ghosts or dying.
Oh, yeah.
So like the first death, right? This is the first death. By the time you get the Rise Monarchs, you're on the 13th death. Like the final
So,
death, right?
I kind of. What do you guys think of Kumo being like the only child in that year of his generation, except for maybe some other
Oh,
special
you
children?
mean he's the only one who
the
survived?
only male
during the
that
plague.
survived.
That's
The
fucking
only
dope.
male that survived the plague.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put that right under the Kumo is abandoned by his parents. Like
Yeah,
it
'cause it
freaks
happens
the
after
father
he-
out. The father was like, no, if I go over here, I do this, it won't be bad. And then he lives, and everything else in the world dies. He's like, oh no, this is not good.
Thought he was dead, and they buried his ass, and he pulled himself as a baby out of the
Oh.
fucking ground.
So actually, it's going to be after he was abandoned.
Yeah,
No, no.
and he pulls himself out.
I
Whatever they
was
did. to him.
moving
No,
it,
it'll be
but-
before he was abandoned. Yeah.
Oh, that's what happened. Because I was moving it at the exact same time, and I was like,
What do you
why
guys
did the
think,
land
though?
underneath start moving?
I like the idea of
Yeah.
him pulling himself up through the earth and shit as a baby.
Here you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. So it would be right before. It'd be before Kumo was abandoned, because. Yeah, that's fucking terrifying. What? The fuck? Sweet baby Jesus, what's going on with this shit?
You know how badass of a baby you have to be to pull yourself up through the
Pull
earth.
yourself
dude?
out.
Do you understand?
Like you might have broken an eggshell, but bitches, I climbed out of a grave.
I clawed my way through dirt with my teeth to live, and you betray me and send me away from my throne?
Yeah. Oh man.
Motherfucker, I am the motherfucker. Do you understand this?
I'm gonna say Kumo survives, and I'm gonna say that in the general understanding, Kumo was the only one that survived, but leave the room open for us to add any other tertiary characters later.
I like what
Any other
Steve said. I think Steve gave you an out. He said it was the only,
Only male.
male.
Yeah, I
Male.
know. I almost walked through that too, but then I was like,
Yeah.
man, that only leaves us 2 characters.
But it's still cool that leaves us 2 characters, though, right?
No, no.
I'm just saying.
It doesn't leave us
We
just two
never
characters.
said,
It's just
but we never said who Tashal's mother was. Perhaps Tashal's mother is the other living firstborn, which is why Tashal is so important, because he's from the union of 2 people that should not have lived.
And that's dope too, because that could go into, because again, the prophecy, Kumo's father, Matsu, thinks that well, Hiroji, I guess the way the first name works. Hiroji thinks that that it's him and his son, not understanding it's Tashal
yeah.
or Kumo and Tashal, which I think is, I love that, because that's exactly how prophecies always work in these stories, right? From
Yeah.
Oedipus to everything else. The ancient
Mhm.
Greeks, it's the prophecy only happens because you heard the prophecy and misinterpreted it.
Yep. You basically bring around the prophecy yourself.
Yeah, they call those self-fulfilling.
Self-fulfilling prophecies. Oh goodness.
That's a good session.
That is a good session. I'm excited. Now next week we're going to go back to just regular Project Epoch, right? We got to go back to world building.
Yeah, that's what sucks, because all this shit just disappears, basically. It's like there, because we don't even know if this shit's even happened yet in the ages that we're going into. So
I
Might have
heard
to-
that Damien was going to run a whole game by himself as a DM.
that's what I heard too. I heard something about that earlier this week.
What the hell?
I do recall.
Face.
I think-
see his face.
I think what was said was Damien's
Motherfucker,
gonna
I will
run a
break you.
one shot for the 3 of us.
He had the look of like, I will break
No,
you.
bitch, I'm already running 2 fucking games. Get off me. I'm running a dungeon crawl and a fucking sea campaign.
Just do a 0 level with me and John, dude. It'll be fun.
You're both unborn. You're both unborn babies. You must get out of the womb.
Crawl in the dirt.
Crawl out of the dirt.
Crawl in the dirt. You
My
were
name is
born.
Sumo.
They believed you were dead. They buried you. They snipped your umbilical cord. They called it a day. You're like, I
So-
want to live.
All right,
Legacy
guys.
is Steve. Right?
Does anyone want to pick up the 13 pieces of Alatoon? Because I'm dropping it for the 13 deaths.
No, I think we're good. I think we actually worked pretty well.
Okay.
I think we kind of worked out
then-
on that.
Following the tradition from the last 2 episodes, we will touch on the legacy at the beginning of next session.
Are we doing Microscope again?
I have no idea what we're doing.
Well, apparently we're doing Microscope again.
But the
He's like,
the
I don't
one
want to leave it. I don't want to leave it.
No, that's fine. The one thing to be said here is next week is going to be the last week that I am available for broadcast for 4 weeks due to my work schedule.
Bullshit.
On Sunday, we will discuss what exactly we're going to try and figure out what we're doing over the 4-week period. If they're going to continue doing Microscope on something.
Yeah,
You
at least
know,
3 of us.
From work.
3 of us will
and
be here, right?
run
For
it.
the next 3 weeks is what you're saying. There will be some kind of content on here streaming.
There will
we're not-
definitely
there will be content.
We're not cutting content. It's just
Fuck
that
no.
I'll be AWOL.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, but you can stream live from work and DM.
No.
And then you really just have a whole bunch of NPCs.
No,
you have a
no,
whole
I
room. You have a whole
Hey.
building full of NPCs.
You have an enormous amount of NPCs.
Yeah,
I
and
wanna
they're-
see
and they're a
some
captive
LARPing.
audience, so they
You're-
can't
you're-
like
You're
walk
absolutely
away.
You're absolutely not wrong about that, except for the fact that I can't bring a phone into work,
Okay,
and that's the limit of what we're going to talk about concerning my work. Because
Do you-
I really don't want to
You're
discuss.
trying, you're trying to give docs, dude.
yeah. I was going to make a comment, but I realized that would dox the shit out
He
of me.
works
so
in
I'm
a
not gonna say
nuclear silo, okay,
it.
folks.
Nuclear
Well, all I'm
silo.
saying is the phone can't be on for reasons of they're worried about
National
things
National
that
security.
you might be contacting, right?
Beat you to it.
But if the phone is already on and patched through the 3 of us, it's obvious that no one else will be using it to leak any information of any sort.
I think
See,
that's
I have a
good.
whole joke, but I don't want to say it because it would dox Steve.
I know I can't dox
Yeah, I
him.
can't. I
Oh
can't.
my
I
god.
want to keep
Okay.
my job.
I'm
there's
we're-
so many
let us go.
jokes.
We'll see you next Monday, 8 p.m. Central. Thanks, guys, for
That's right.
showing up, coming on out.
And we'll figure out
I'm
what we're
gonna
doing next
close
week.
before somebody accidentally does dox.
No doxing. Wakanda forever.
Twitter, Steve.
Mr.
BCC Steve.
BCC,
We're gonna get off
Steve.
before somebody gives BCC Steve the
Okay, peace,
BBC.
guys.
All right, so